Yo! Welcome in. Let's get the tunage rocking. Of course. Why did it start up right in the middle? Interesting. That's fine. This kind of sounds like a start of a Static X song. It really does. Doesn't it? You guys know Static X, right? I like it. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Blood Boil. Let me pull up. The only thing I don't like about it is that I like the rest. I like the I like it. I like it. Rocky Waste Stony Tombs coming up along with the Dry Hills. That's not too bad. When's it gonna pop up? Skade! Thank you for the $10 super chat. My man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. What am I gonna do? Stony Tombs? You know what? Let's just start off with a. Why isn't Odie not popping up? Sorry, so much Skade. It's either delayed or there's something going on with it. But thank you so much for the $10 super. Says let's get after it. Ooh, you better believe it. Static X you listen to as well. That's how I know you're a Giga Chad. Giga. So let's hop through. I want to make sure we get a shout out for everybody here. ZephinX, Wicked Ball, welcome in. G-Stacks, LV Eagle fan, what's going on YouTube? Bradley, Sweet Phil, what's up? Spring Moss, yo, what's going on? Easy Raka, as Raka, what's up? I am Dad, welcome in. Belf Eagle. Loler Gator, what is up? Killy Rabbit, Dragon, Yo Hassan. Oh, these legends in here. Appreciate y'all joining me. Jason Williams, welcome in. And of course, don't forget to hit the like button for me, yeah? One super lucky Andy run off the bat. Can we get one of those non-terrorized, how do you play this game again? Non-terrorized Sundays. Nope. They say they drop all the time and it's way too easy to get from Andy, but doesn't work for me. Called yourself out. Yeah, I was kind of joking. Because I was reading down the names and I had put a comment in there. I was just kind of being dumb, you know. Nothing new for me, am I right? What's the FCR on this offhand with the lidless up? I was kind of. Oh, it's only 50. Oh yeah, I forgot the FCR. I kept it super low because it's not super important on this. Yeah, I guess you could blood boil faster. Teleport. I do have Enigma. Maybe I might want to navigate that a little differently here in the future, but you gotta say you just got a Thunder Charm this morning, you say. Nice. From regular Endario. This is just P1 too, so it's gonna be, I think, is this on Players 1? Yeah, that's the thing. Every time you switch what you're doing, you have to like, whoops, switch the difficulty and stuff, so. Why Tainted and not Defiler? Because I wanted to do Tainted Blood Boil. It's hard to do a Tainted build without having Tainted, so. That's the main reason why. You know. That'd be like on a Sorceress, you're like, I'm playing Frost Nova, and it'd be like, how come you're not using Blizzard? And it's because I'm playing a Frost Nova build, you know? Yeah. That's pretty much the only reason. That's the reason why. Tainted Blood Boil. If you consume a Tainted, you can get a Minuser on her, yeah. I was just kind of keeping the Tainteds up so that I got as much taint damage as you can get, you know? There's kind of a little bit of both. Yeah, there is like 9 different ways you can like play different builds on this character too, so it's one of the, I guess you could view it as good, but it just makes the character like more powerful than everything else. I keep forgetting to turn up, but all the skills are all so good that you can just do anything with your character and it works good. You don't really have to do things right for it to work good. You just have to, you know, do anything and it works good. We'll do a couple more. Just a couple. I'm not strictly doing Andy because there's not a whole lot else I can get from Andariel out here, so. Killy likes the Warlock even after nerfs. Yeah, it's still almost everything is the best in the game after nerfing everything, so yeah. It's probably still good. Killy says, I haven't gotten one yet this ladder. I missed if you were talking about Sunders in general or off of Andariel, non-terrorized, but either way, yeah, I've only gotten the one. I only got the one on ladder. This is offline single player, but I thought about whether it'd be worth consuming one of the tainted to get the minus res, and I was doing that at first, I believe, actually. But then I kind of decided not to. I figured get more. I didn't do the exact math, but just kind of in my mind figuring I'd get more DPS from an entire another tainted blasting against any of the stuff that's not immune to fire, rather than getting the minus enemy fire res for my character. Just a guess. Ooh, Stone of Jordan. Just a guesstimation based upon me thinking with my brain, but could be wrong. But yeah. So here we go. We know it. We love it. It's the beautiful classic. Stone of Jordan. Boom. Oh. Next time. River of Flame, City of the Darned next. We do have that terrorized Stony Tombs coming up, but maybe we'll just do Stony Tombs for this half hour and then do TZ Stony Tombs, and then, yeah. Just a regular Stony and then a TZ. Maybe. Brad, yo! Welcome in. You're already in here, but thank you for the 53 crazy, insane months of Slayership. Appreciate you. My goodness. Can't thank you enough. My notifications must be busted. I don't know what's going on. Lately, things have been not working. I don't know what's going on lately. I might have to look into it a little bit more. Thank you so much for the 53 months. You legend. Yeah, that's disappointing that certain things aren't working right. The other day I was streaming over on one of the other channels and my chat wasn't working right. Now the chat's working right in here, but it's not. Now the notifications ain't working right. Man, what's going on? What's going on? Mustang working and lurking. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Hopefully you enjoy the soothing sounds of a 40-year-old man's voice while he's playing video games. Just made all your work days better. Appreciate you, Jason. Appreciate you. Yeah, back in my factory days, I do the same thing. Pop in, pop the streams on and listen, and then when I would get a second, I would look at it, or if something crazy happened. Don't tell my boss, but I'd sneak away, look at my phone real quick. Maybe it's just me, but... Raced, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Got more high runes in 3 months of single player than I had all your time online. There is, because of the ability to trade, making it so much easier to just trade for the things you need rather than having to literally find it. Obviously, being able to turn up the players count on single player is a benefit to finding more things, since you can't trade for anything. Like if you need a Griffin, you have to find it, you know, you can't just trade for it. If you, and also online, you can have multiple people help kill stuff with / for you. So you get that benefit of the, you know, and then you can like share intermingle gear where one person gets, so you can get stuff easier / faster that way. So they allow you to up their players count on single player, which makes it easier. So along with being able to save and exit and a few other things. But yeah. Jordan, yo, thank you for the 32 months. Sorry, what's going on with the notifications? I don't have this off or something, do I? Let me double check here. Maybe if I refresh it or something. How do you refresh? Maybe. I don't know why notification stuff here isn't working correctly. It's right there. But do forgive me, but I do see you there, Jordan. Thank you so much for the 32 months of Slayership. On a day off, thankfully I got it. Got the whole stream. Ooh, nice. Day off. Love to hear it. Congrats on that one. Mustang said, enjoying the pain in your body from bowling over the weekend. Rough. Sorry to hear that. Also, it is true, though. I did go bowling over the weekend as well, and I, like, tweaked my back a little bit, I think. I didn't really notice it too much. The thing is I went to... Oh, my Merc got just wrecked. What happened there? I went to the gym, and then I went for, like, a few mile walk, and then I went bowling. And I think it was just, like, all in one day. I don't know. I did, like, 40 minutes on the stair climber, and then went for, like, a few mile walk. Yeah, I think it was too much for me. Old, I know, right? And then went bowling. But, yeah. Welcome in, DiXL. Welcome in. What's going on, Dragon Slayer? Too late in Thunder Charms, but can't seem to make them renewed. Boy, if you do the recipes online, you got them. There's no real logical reason, unless wherever you got the recipes from was inaccurate, is the only thing I can think of. Sorry, I can't really help you if you did the recipes the way they are online. So, the one thing too is there is a different recipe for every Sunder, so make sure you got the right one for the right Sunder, I guess. And that's about all I can help you with. Sorry if I can't help you any further than that. Where's the like button? Oh, Lawn Bear, you know where it's at. You know it. Come on. Cheers to the day off, says D Duffy. Yeah, cheers to anyone who's got the day off. Yeah. Jordan says work's gonna fire in the next 3 months. Oh, sorry to hear that, but is what it is, I guess. Unfortunately, yeah, sorry about the job thing there, but hate the dolls and the Durance of Hate, Skade. Yes, everybody does. Everybody hates those things for sure. Just John says, don't have another Sunder in your inventory too. Interesting. I would have never thought that. I've never heard that before, but Just John, only one person, but he says if you have a Sunder in your inventory and you're trying to go over here and do your Sunder Charm, renew it with the gems and whatnot, it won't work, supposedly. Can't confirm, but yeah, maybe try making sure of that. Oh, Dragon said he figured it out. Okay, and it was exactly what John said. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, little did I know. I did not know that. Smelps, welcome in. D2 and Gent in the morning, nothing better. Is this technically Gent? I don't know. I'm not great at genreing music. I'm really good at knowing if music effing rocks or if it doesn't effing rock, but that's my two genres I pay attention to. Does it effing rock? Yes. Listen. Does it not effing rock? Don't listen. Siri, yo, welcome in. 1,600 runs, Belf Eagle said you did for Enigma. Still a burr short. Yeah, 1,600 runs to get a jaw from LK is actually not bad luck at all. That's pretty good luck, actually. That might be discouraging, but that is pretty good luck. But one thing that is also exciting about it, don't forget, the very next run you do, it might be a burr rune. It very well might be. As a metal guitarist, you enjoy gent. Okay, I'll take your word on it, I guess. Kind of a weird word, though. I never looked up what it meant. I just know that that was referred to as a type of music, of one of which that I listened to, but I never really. The number of times I'd be like, yeah, people ask me like, what's your favorite metal band? And I'll just be like, yeah, I don't know, like different type of stuff I listen to is like this and this and this. And they're like, dude, that's not metal. That's whatever, you know. That's not the right kind of, that's not strictly metal. That's doom metal. That's actually gent. That's what they'll say a lot. Yeah. That's post-hardcore. That's modern metal. I'm like, guys, come on, jeez, relax. I don't know. But yeah. Good luck on the drops. Cass Vash. Thank you. The chug sound. That part. That thing. Sitting on 2 Vexes, 1 Ohm, 2 Burrs, and a Jaw. 2 Burr, 2 Jaw. Trying to think of a rune word I should make. I'll get back to you just 1 second. Super chat.
Since we play D2R, are we pretty much addicted to gambling?
This is true, Skade. We are. Free gambling, though. Free gambling. Where there's only winning and no losing. Thanks so much, Skade, for the $5 super. Wait, did my notification pop up that time? Or did it just read it off on the AI thing? I think my notification popped up this time. Wonder why it does that sometimes. But either way, thank you so much, Skade. So you're thinking of what rune word to make next. I don't know exactly what you have yet. But you obviously are going to need Heart of the Oak and Spirit, or Heart of the Oak and Call to Arms. If you don't have those, make those. Vex, I mean, you could go with the Shield. Was it Job? Wait, was it Phoenix? I don't know if you have everything for it though. Burmal, Is, you got Infinity already. Low. I don't know if you have any lows or anything. Depends what else y'all got, but there's a few options like Fortitude for your Mercenary. You already got Infinity Enigma, so but if you need Heart of the Oak and Call to Arms, I'd assume you should be able to get an Ohm or something if you got all that. Oh, you do have an Ohm, so there you go. Hopefully it helps you out. I'm not sure though. Chains of Honor, yeah, you could do Chains of Honor for like a Cure Merc. Cure Prayer Insight with Chains of Honor Merc. That is pretty clutch. Pretty clutch. Doom, doom, doom. Kaspash saying, I don't know if that, I think it's a joke based off what I was saying earlier. I'm not sure exactly though. But he says, ancient Roman numerical metal, personal faith. I assume that's some kind of joke. I assume that's a joke based upon me mislabeling stuff there a minute ago. People roasting me. If not, I've never heard it before. I'll be honest. Just got a unique Grand Charm off of Andy G Stacks. Legendary. You gotta let us know what it is, of course. Ray says the proper answer. Like music. I like music. There you go. You know what? G-Stacks got me. Now I'm going to go do one. Because this is going to be, even though it's far as the other side of the planet, this map, I'm going to do one anyways because I just feel like it is. It's a good G's. At least you got one of those. Oh, it did work. Look at that.
Find donated 50 pesos through Super
Thank you so much, Gold Magic Find.
Just got my first Duriel shell in Hell Black Mark.
Congrats on the first Duriel shell. Congratulations. And thank you for the 50 pesos. My man. Appreciate you. Another amulet. We know it is. You know what's funny? The fact that you found a Geeds off of Andy now. It is, what, 7 times more likely that it would have been a Sunder Charm than a Geeds off of Andy. So you got the one that's like, what is that? Like a 13.5% chance of that it's a Geeds or whatever it is. I don't know what the statistical probability. I don't know how to do the math there, but it's something like that. I think it's like 13. I think that's the right number, actually. 13.5-ish% chance that that was a Geeds and you got a Geeds instead of a Sunder Charm. Pretty funny. A little bit. What's your benchmark ball right now? Benchmark ball. Arthmas, you gotta help me out with what you mean there. Oop, let's go here. Benchmark ball. So I just use a cheapo Tropical Thunder for bowling. And then I have a plastic ball for spares. So nothing, nothing crazy. Just one of the cheapest reactive resin balls you can buy and make it happen. Don't know the probability. I'm horrible at history. G-Stacks. I see what you did there. I see it. Duffy saying Cold Plains an hour ago. First Sunder Charm. Nice. Like regular. It always interests me. You say regular Cold Plains. It always does interest me that when people find their Sunders not off of Heralds. Because like I've only found them off of Heralds. And I don't farm exclusively hunting Heralds. Like I'm quite often just like out in areas farming. And I haven't found one. So well, there's obviously R and G. So just out in the field, yeah, non-terrorized stuff. Okay, well, congrats either way. Just kind of, not that there's any reason that I need, just kind of interests me. Not a good thing or a bad thing, just interests me, Yeah. Jeremy saying, I guess you can make flickering flame since with the Vex you said earlier or whatever. For sure you could, yeah. I guess that one, sometimes it slips my mind, some of the newer. Not that one's super new, but... Ray said he rocks one of the Ebon Knights, huh? Okay, all right. I've heard of that. I don't know too much about bowling ball stuff, all that kind of stuff, but don't forget YouTube, hit that like button for me. Help the brother out. Appreciate you. Zero Cool, welcome in. Galbacky, yo. Welcome in. Didn't see there. Says something about hitting the like button. That's a great advice. Great advice. Kesvash saying Heralds haven't dropped them nothing. Yeah, the thing is the way they have them set now, I think it was in either some kind of accident or bug or maybe just an oversight or I'm not really sure. But yeah, they don't drop really anything ever except for Sunder Chimes. Which, if you're rocking just the tier 1 Heralds have a 1 in 100 chance of dropping a Sunder Charm. And actually tier 1 and 2 are 1 in 100, and I know tier 5 is about 1 in 50. The in between, I think they're also different, but it's not that important what the ones between there are that much. But both of my Sunder Charms I found were off of, one was off a tier 1 and one was off a tier 2, I believe. One online, one offline. But Cold on single player and offline was oh no, opposite. Fire was on the internet. And Cold was on single player. Whoops, wrong one. Really want to try out Mavina's Cold Sunder Ice Bow build. Sounds like it could be fun. It works okay. I didn't like it over Players 3 difficulty. I was doing like P3 Ancient Tunnels. That's about where I like to sit with that one. I've done that one before. It's neat. It's different. Of course, if you do full Mavinas, then you don't have Enigma. You can't teleport. So, you know, you just got to make sure you know what you're getting into. I put a bunch of walk-run charms in my inventory. Well, several, I should call it. G-Stack says, Herald's no purpose but a pain in your butt. Well, getting Sunder Chimes too, but that's kind of the purpose. And then you can also get them from other places, but... let's see. Enhanced Entropy, Eldritch Blast, Bind Demon. Not the right order of things there, but some skills and stuff on there. We'll see if it stays that way. I would be, and I've never heard anything, but I would be surprised if the drops stay this way from the Heralds. If I had to guess, they're just gonna boop, 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 ratchet that unique drop number up or whatever it's called. What do I feel about the Sunder drops? I think the Sunder drop rates are good, kind of good where they're at. I don't know that they're perfect. I could see them maybe banning them from ever dropping in Nightmare regardless, but I think they're okay. But I don't like how the Geed's Grand Charm is technically 7 times more rare than it was before. I wish that the Geed's Grand Charm would have stayed the same as in the amount of rate at which you would find them. But then the Sunder Charms would just be put in next to it. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. But the amount of Sunder Charms people are finding, I think, is okay. Is like good, kind of sort of the way it is. I haven't found too many, but I have not been trying at all, really. So when you don't try to find things, you're not really going to find them too fast, right? Like I could find one right here, but just farming random monsters, it's unlikely. It's not likely to find. It can happen for sure. Over enough time, I will, but it's not likely. If I just spammed Andy for like a week, I'd probably find a couple of them, you know, so. Especially since like one of the later videos I put out about polling everybody of the percentage of people that on ladder after like 10 days to 2 weeks had found a Sunder Charm. Like 60% of people had never found a Sunder Charm yet after a couple of weeks. So, you know, do they really want to, like, modern day, do they want to, like, add content to Diablo 2 that 60% of the community is never going to interact with? You know, I don't know. Because even how it is now, with them being able to be found from Andariel, 60% of people never found one. So it's like... But you can't always make everybody happy. Sometimes people... Maybe a majority of people aren't like even doing anything to even try to get one, you know? I don't know for sure, you know. Not an absolutely expert polls that I put out. It's just generic stuff, so. Can Geed's Grand Charm drop on Nightmare 2? TD, yeah. Yep. So you can... That's what they did. They literally just took the Sunder Charm and made it so it can drop everywhere. And they put it in the same spot as a Geed's, which... I don't know if this was on... It couldn't have been on purpose. But... that made the Geed's Grand Charm 7 times more rare, unfortunately, because it's like a unique Grand Charm would roll. It was a Geed's. Now a unique Grand Charm rolls, and then it goes, is it a Geed's? Or this Sunder, this Sunder, this Sunder, this Sunder, this Sunder, this Sunder, you know? So it's like way more rare now. Which yeah, but... Smolp says, only from Terror Zones. Only find them only in Terror Zones. Yeah, I'm kind of against that. Because, I mean, Terror Zones suck. You have to do them to get the Sunders now. You don't have to. I could go farm Andy, but in Andy, I can't get any more of my Grailers right now. So what I really want to do is go farm 85 areas. What I'm doing here. I don't want to go farm the City of the Damned with no Sunder Charm because there's so many fire immunes out there and I can't break their immunity. I want to farm somewhere else. You shouldn't force people to go somewhere where they have to break immunities in order to get something that they have to break immunities, right? That doesn't make any sense. How can you farm Heralds in Hell difficulty in all these areas when they're almost always immune to fire when you don't have a Sunder Charm. And I'm specifically, of course, talking about fire builds here, right? It just is illogical. So, that's my take on it. I don't want to go farm, you know, the Crystalline Passage. I want to farm where I want to farm when I want to farm there. Not when the time clock tells me I have to farm a place, you know? I'm really against having games tell you what you have to do instead of you being allowed to do what you want to do that you enjoy. I'm very much against that, personally, so. But other people, they like the games telling them where they have to go and when they have to go there. And that they have to do it now when they tell you have to go do it. So, but, you know, just different opinions, I guess. Just different opinions. MMC, yo, what's going on? Ooh. Where are we at here? I was getting a little behind. Let me scroll up and catch some here. I feel like there was too big a drop-off from Reign of the Warlock Season 1 to Season 2 for them to keep adding. Too big of a drop-off of players, you're saying, maybe, Biv? Yeah, I don't know how much more they're gonna do. We'll have to see though, because I have no idea what these people are doing, to be honest. I was not expecting Reign of the Warlock. I always keep saying this anytime. I never thought they would do Reign of the Warlock, even so. Thunders are grailing. Kind of they are now, yeah, but that's why I don't want them trapped behind Terror Zones. Definitely. Someone up here said they got 6 of them since the change. You're blasting Andariel on high players counts a lot, or super lucky. Ray saying they should lock Sunder Charms to only drop when people are playing Mosaic Assassin. Logic checks out. Jeremy said he's gotten 2 of them, been doing nothing but TZs. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I haven't got too many too. Smolp says doesn't like the idea of people being able to beat games with Sunder Charms. So, yeah, it's essentially impossible. I kind of talked about this the other day. The idea of it falling in Nightmare is you are equally, if not more likely, to find a Shaco or something like that in Nightmare difficulty than you are a Sunder Charm. And like, how many of those do you find? Right? On a playthrough. It essentially never happens, but it does sometimes. Somebody on my team pulled a Shaco on our playthrough a couple seasons back off of Nightmare Vale. It can happen. Like, you could find a Vex rune in Nightmare Terror, and the thing is too is the Sunder Charms. You can only find the Sunder Charms in Nightmare Terror Zones, but you can also, after you beat the Nightmare difficulty, you could just farm Andy to get a Sunder Charm. So them dropping in Nightmare isn't actually a problem. It doesn't matter at all, really, for the game at all. That's why I'm kind of wishy-washy. Like, it's a problem. Like, really, don't drop in Nightmare, but also I don't care because it's not a problem, because it's like impossible to farm them from like a terrorized Nightmare Andy. I did the math. If you picked up 1 terrorized Andariel every day, if you got one, it would on average take you 17 days to farm a singular random Sunder Charm from farming TZ Nightmare Andy. It's like, is this really a problem? I don't know. Yeah, you could farm up multiple SOJs on your character from Nightmare Andy. Like, should we ban that too? Like, I don't know. $99 Andy essences? Sounds like you're hitting a lot of Andy there, G-Stacks. U2 says you can get Sunders from anywhere. Pretty much, yeah, anywhere as long as it's high enough level, yep. But it's kind of like, yeah, we'll see how many we end up finding and stuff like that. I haven't played a ton offline here, so but we'll see if I start finding more around. You know, I'm not sure. How's the Warlock balancing? It's still super strong. Even after it's been nerfed into the ground, like everybody said coming into the season, it's essentially the most powerful character in the game still. You just had to do things a little bit differently than the last season. Mewtwo, oh my gosh, Mewtwo got an SOJ from normal Diablo. We need to talk to the devs and get that banned. You can't have that much power that early on. That's not exciting. That's bad, and you shouldn't be able to beat the game with SOJs like that. We have to stop this. I'm not like attacking anybody personally here, but that's just kind of like I'm showing you how it sounds when, you know, somebody gets super lucky. They have a story to tell their buddies, a screenshot to post on Reddit, talking about how awesome this game is because of how lucky they got. But instead we want to rip that from their jaws of happiness and just like send it to the doldrums of misery of farming terrorized, you know, some place that's terrorized with all fire immunes in order to get a Thunder Charm instead of them getting lucky and happy. You know, instead you have to go farm all fire immunes with a build that's fire and you have no fire Thunder Charm. You know, ouch. See, I'm wondering if people would think the same thing too about farming. They wanted to be stuck behind Terra Zones if they played a build for ladder reset other than Hexbane, Echoing Strike, Abyss, Hammered In. With any other build, would you say yes? I would love these Thunder Chimes trapped behind cold immunes for my Blizzard Sorceress. I would love for this Thunder Charm to be trapped behind fire immunes for my Fire Druid I decided to start this season with, because I wanted to start with a Fire Druid because I thought it'd be fun. You know, I think everybody's opinion would change in a few seasons if that was the case. Once they go, wait, I'm a Fire Druid and I can never find a Fire Sunday because I can't take out Fire Immunes because I don't have a Fire Thunder Charm. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. Yeah, but Smolps, you had to kill like 3 monsters before to be able to find them. You could just skip the Fire Immunes and take out the other ones, but now it's like impossible to do that because they're even rare. They're more rare, which is not necessarily bad. Like, you could just go farm TZ. Like, if you got TZ Cold Plains and you were a Fireballer, you could go farm TZ Eldritch for 1 Terror Zone and you were guaranteed to get a Thunder Charm. You know, that's not how it is now. You know, you can't just go out and kill 1 champion and have the Herald spawn and then get the Sunder. You know, that's not how it works. You have to clear the area that has all the fire immunes in it and stuff to get the, you know, or get stupid lucky, which I don't mind having this getting stupid lucky in the game. Getting stupid lucky is my favorite thing to do. But it shouldn't be, if you can replicate it like in the other seasons of getting Thunder Charms, you just go kill the champ over and over again and you get a Thunder Charm guaranteed within an hour. That's not luck, you know, that's just, you know, that's doing a job, you know. Work for an hour, be compensated for your work. You know, that's not getting lucky. That's not the fun gambling aspect of D2 that's always been. So. Don't have an exclamation gear. I'll probably have a video out pretty soon. I've been slipping on it a little bit here because I'd been working on some other stuff. Do forgive me, Azuncho. Leveling my Palin lately. Captain Cooper up a minute ago just switched to hammers. Haven't had a hammer pally in ages. Yeah, the thing with the warlocks, it does have, you do push. So this is the thing, you can't have a bazillion hotkeys because every single skill works okay. You don't have to use all the skills that people say you have to use. Like right here, I'm death marking and I'm blood boiling. Death marking, blood boiling. That's all I'm doing. Every once in a while, I'll engorge to keep him alive. Death mark, blood boil. Like, people will say you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. This skill works good. How come you're not using this? Why aren't you using this? Why are you using that? Why aren't you using this? But remember, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to use all these skills because it makes your build 0.25% better. You know, if you're going to one-shot every monster, as it currently is, do you really need to make your build 5% more damage if you're going to one-shot monsters at the amount of damage you have now? Or you buff your damage up 5% and you still one-shot every monster? You know, it's kind of, think about it that way. Maybe. Oopsie. Perfect Ethereal Titans on normal bail. Oh no. Oh no. Can't allow that. Trapson or Lightning Sork around your Sunder. Which one should you do? They're both such good options. How do I even tell you which one to pick? I mean, I would say my favorite, and this is just personal opinion, is Nova. So I guess I'd say Nova, but I mean, Lightning Trap, regular Lightning, they're both good. So I couldn't even tell you which one for sure. You can't go wrong, in my opinion. So Assassin is pretty sick. Do you ever find a low rune in the Arcane Sanctuary? So I'm guessing you're saying you found one. I have found a low rune in the Arcane Sanctuary. Did I say chaos? I don't remember. I have. I don't know if I was running keys at the time or if I was just generally overall farming there. I can kind of remember it vaguely. So I mean, I have. You can find all kinds of runes out there with them ghosts and those weak goat dudes. So I keep forgetting to drop stuff off at the. Mewtwo says thinks we're good at a spot now. I think talking about Sunder drops, I think it's generally good too. Some people are going to say it's too common, and a lot of people are saying they can't find them. So it's kind of the way I think too. Like if everyone is complaining about something, that means you're probably in the right spot. You know, if you have like equal numbers of people complaining it's too common and too rare, then that's how you know you're in the right spot. G-Stacks, you just called the sling ring I dropped? Oh my gosh. Somehow G-Stacks in the future knew this was going to drop a sling ring. Oh, dang it. Well, congrats on your sling ring, G-Stacks. I was just kidding. Where are we at here? Past Vash says, I love your philosophy. Nice. Appreciate you. Gotta take a drink of this. Some people just need that overkill. Some people. Is Oculus good for Lightning Sorceress? It is. It's not the best in slot for Lightning or Nova, but it is good. So the best is usually going to be Oculus is an option if you need FCR to get to breakpoints, because in a lot of instances, depending especially on your players count that you're playing, getting to the breakpoint may be more important than extra damage. But Crescent Moon is one really high-end option, but it's super cheap too, kind of sort of just an Umrune, really. And then Self-Infinity. So Infinity in like a Scythe or in a, you know, some low-level base, yeah. We'll go on. I was thinking about just dipping real quick. Well, we'll just clear the rest of this real quick. It's just a second. Because technically, if nobody knew, so it's in certain instances literally, but in almost all instances, it's essentially impossible to spawn a second Herald in a normal Terra zone when you're farming like a normal zone like that. So, ooh, it's Meyer, I think, said he got a Reaper's Toll on his first Diablo kill on a playthrough. Hell, Diablo. So you had Reaper's Toll for the rest of the playthrough. My God. We need to ban that so that don't happen anymore. I'm joking. Congrats on that one. That's sick. You're going to have MMCs having just pickles for lunch, nothing else. I mean, if you're trying to cut back on calories, pickles are kind of like a high, very strong flavor. What is going on here? I don't know if you guys seen that artifact on the screen or a glitch or whatever it's called, but very strong flavor, very low calories, so I guess you could do that. Macaroni and cheese and pickles, says G-Stacks, I think. Nice. I can't say it's not bad because I've never tried it, but you never want to knock something till you try it, am I right? Just kidding. There's some things I've never tried that I know I don't like. I'm not going to bring up any examples, but you know. Chick-fil-A did me dirty. Their sandwich is noticeably smaller. I mean, that sounds like something a corporation would do. I've actually never been to Chick-fil-A before. not much of a fast food guy anyways. And then I see the lines for there sometimes going out onto the road, and I'm like, yeah, hard pass. Hard pass. Ooh. Orange. Oh, he's fire enchanted, you bum. What a bummy bum. We'll just dip it. We'll just dip it there. MMC says, it's been decided. Nice. Chick-fil-A is only good for their shakes, huh? Thought their chicken was Chick-fil-A chicken. I thought, I don't know. G-Stack's getting a Chick-fil-A built in his town right now. Okay. Hopefully you enjoy. Yeah, they built one on the road, the big main strip. Kind of a several, I don't know which way to describe it, but a little ways away from my house. And it was, I'm pretty sure it's like the busiest Chick-fil-A in the United States or something. It's one of those roads that's like 5 lanes in both directions. And they used to have, during certain hours, they would have to have police come and direct traffic because it was so busy. I don't know if that's how it is everywhere, but I know a lot of places they have the people, and maybe I don't know this, but I assume this is how it was everywhere just because of how the lines are there, that they have like 3, 4, even sometimes 5 and 6 employees walking down the line, taking people's orders and giving them numbers and stuff to, you know, like that, like they're walking way down the line, like a half mile. They're standing out there in the rain and snow and stuff here in Michigan, taking people's orders like way down the line and stuff because they're so backed up. But yeah. Missed a Grand Charm? No way. I assume I seen what when you said that, and it must have been that one right there that I just picked up, and it was garbage. So unfortunate. No one should be a fast food person, says Marvin. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Guess it depends on the person. But in general, you're kind of right, yeah. Another Sunday, or another Herald, I mean. Ooh. Let's go over here. About to get taken out. Hopefully he's not fire enchanted again. I'm sure he is. Somehow they always know what you are. Guess they didn't this time. Never mind. Come on, Herald. So supposedly these tier 1 Heralds have a 1 in 100 chance of dropping a Sunder, so. Where are we at here? 6-socketed axe? Just a standard axe? I don't believe so. I mean, what would you do with that? I can't think of anything. Wait, axe. Is it a Zerker axe or a war axe or... I'm not really sure, but... Marvin says, law of diminishing returns. A value meal is $10+ now. That is true, yeah. Spectre saying, is it that good or just the hype? I have no idea. Like I said, I'd never been there before. Or maybe one time my wife picked up one time and I had it and I was like, yeah, tastes like a chicken sandwich. I don't know what to tell you, but that's the way. Actually, maybe that does ring a bell. I think my wife got it one time and brought it home. I don't know. If you're still here, Galback, did that happen? Or am I making it up? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. An axe? Ooh, okay. MMC said he's going to start a chicken sandwich place. Is what you're telling me I should do. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the Chick-fil-A, why it was so crazy around here. I don't know if that's normal or not, but it's kind of weird. I'm not sure. Also, I haven't been able to fully test it in opinion-wise, but I think that honestly, if it stays at 1 in 100 for Terror Zone Heralds, I think like one of the GOAT strategies is going to be, farming super small areas like this, to be honest, to get the Sunders. Could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't fully tested it. Every once in a while, you get one of these bummy monsters. But see how fast you can even take that out, but just one random fire immune, but spam farming like the Den of Evil. The Den of Evil is gonna be goated because you can force spawn a Herald in like a minute or two, you know? Ooh. Come back here. You go up there. Yeah. Just gotta stop running away, bro. Ah, of course he died instantly there. Oh, he's aura enchanted. He's fire enchanted again. Why do they gotta do that to me? Why do they gotta do that to me? Scott! Welcome in. Come on. Gotta hit him with all these blood boils here to get him taken out. Marvin says they put all the effort in the training. Chick-fil-A is mostly hype fill, but it's alright if you want a chicken sandwich and some nuggies. Gotcha. Marvin's opinion there on the Chick-fil-A fiasco, or whatever. Whatever we're talking about here. Galback, never been to Chick-fil-A. Okay, gotcha. Misremembered. Fake memory I had. Fake memory. Scott, yo!
Happy birthday. Printer, 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 printer,
Printer, printer, printer, printer.
printer, 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 printer.
Ah, too funny. By the way, not really my birthday, everybody. It's a channel joke, and they will not stop. It's like the more I tell them to stop doing it, the more they do it. And they won't. They just won't stop. But thank you so much for the fake, completely not my birthday wish, and for the 53 months of Slayership. Ooh, appreciate you. Not my birthday though, by the way. Chick-fil-A fiasco of 2026. Oh yeah, you did tell me that, Galback, didn't you? Yeah, the Chick-fil-A was so busy, the one by my house. They're building another one on the opposite side of the road so people don't have to turn into the one on the other side of the road. Because it's because it's like that busy. I didn't get my Merc back. Oh. I think that's a bad sign of the times we live in, I think. I don't know. Pizza Hut marinara, pretty much just sugar added. That's how they get everything in America, to people to like it, right? KCO!
Happy birthday.
Thank
Enjoy your well done steak.
Once again, fake birthday wish, but well done steak wish. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not happy birthday to you. Appreciate you, Spectre, for wishing me not my happy birthday. Not my birthday happy day. Nice. Raising Cane's is worthless, says G-Stacks. I think... Boy, my memory. My memory here. I think I went to Raising Cane's in Arizona, and it was fine, I think. I don't remember exactly. I thought it was fine. I don't remember, though. Not my birthday. It seriously is not my birthday. Just letting everybody know that. Now you always have to stream on your birthday. Oh, boy. But every day is my birthday. Here we go again. Ooh, this part just caught my attention. I like it. Mana Leech attack rating, Fire Lightning. It's not bad. The Echoing Strike stuff, you need a baby amount of Mana Leech on. Attack rating, you need a little bit now. You can help you anyways. Fire and lightning resist, so it's not a bad one. Strength and life is good too, but they're both
At
super small. It's okay.
Donated
Maybe okay.
$4.99 through Super Chat. Happy for real's birthday.
MMC, yo! Thank you for the fake, not really my birthday, for real my birthday wish. For a $5 super. Oh, wait a second. Is this the first one of these I found? I don't remember. And it always says eligible on here, so. Oh no, I did find one. I didn't see the little swipe. We'll compare it to what we had before, but cool, because it's the new set, kind of, sort of. Maybe I should be rocking the full set on this character. Full set's good on a lot of these builds, right? Yes and yes on Raising Cane's. Appreciate you, Galback. So we did go. That was Raising Cane's. It wasn't some other chicken place. I thought so. See? I remember so goodly. Where are we here? Battle orders ran out because I took so much time staring at whatever I was doing. Church's Chicken. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking that might have been the one we went to. But yeah, it was Raising Cane's. But I never... There are some churches around here somewhere. I feel like down by Detroit or something. Come on. Got him. Stone skin, ya bum. They always are stone skin and or fire enchanted. Always. G-Stack says the crispy, crunchy chicken sold in Chevron gas stations. Best he ever had. Hey, you know. You like what you like, you know? Bunch of all resin stuff from the full set, but no Enigma. Yeah, the no Enigma is suboptimal, I suppose, of course. But definitely before Enigma, like the full set, I feel is not that expensive, right? To trade for it wouldn't be anyways. And the average person, it's much more obtainable for the average person than Enigma. So yeah, the full set is kind of good, I think, where it falls. And it was smart to put the minus res on the book too, since you can't get the minus res. Like you can't put on a 3-piece set and throw it on a fire sword, you know, or anything like that. So I think that was smart to do. I haven't looked into, really thought about much more of the set though. So Bojangles his cave. Yeah, I feel like we drove by some of those in Arizona too. Okay, too, but don't think we went ever. If we did, I don't remember. Scared of those little dolls, says Daniel. Yeah, nobody likes dolls for sure. AKA hardcore character enders. Fire enchanted. They're always fire enchanted and or stone skin. It'll never roll without that on it. 100%, 100p. Thunder! World Stone Shard. Grim Dawn. Nah, hard pass. Very, very hard pass. Apple Jacks commercial. We eat what we like. Hey, they were Apple Jacks was wise beyond its years. I don't know if that fits for food products, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Whoopsie. I keep forgetting to stop and buy Scrolls of Identify. Also, I keep forgetting to battle order up. Typical maneuver for Phil. Typical. Sometimes, so I listen to this music on stream. I really hope people never hop in here and they're like, they hear this music, they're like, oh god, this crazy rock, I can't stand this. But I do really like it. But I really hope it's not turning people off from watching the stream, but I do really like it. Sunder! Incoming! T-Swift, where's it at? Says Biv. I need copyright-free T-Swift. No, Sunder, bro. Yeah, we'll hit them all this time. Why not? While we're here. Yeah, well, Mewtwo, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everyone here likes rock and metal, but I always play rock and metal, so anybody who doesn't like it wouldn't be here, right? So. Oh. 38 lightning res. Play Zelda music. Yeah, I used to once in a while I would do like Elder Scrolls music. I used to do that. Or some people, a lot of people just do no music over their streams, you know? Just in-game sound. I thought about maybe doing that for a little bit, I don't know. The double bass makes you think, want to do a Hammerden playthrough, huh? Nice. Wasn't pointing out anyone in particular, but I was just saying, like, even just gaming or streaming or video-wise in general, a lot of people just do, like, whatever music is with, or sounds are with whatever topic they're doing or whatever, you know? I have recently slightly turned up the music, too, to make it easier to hear, so. Before, people were like, I don't even hear the music playing, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, because I have an audio ducking to where the music gets just tiny bit quieter when I speak, so you can hear me better. And they're like, oh yeah, well you talk all the time, so the music must be getting quieter all the time. I'm like, yeah, I guess I kind of do talk all the time, right? I mean, but my beautiful, soothing voice, everybody wants to hear it. It's not weird sounding or anything at all. Yeah. I feel like, what is it, Plague in a Cryptic Axe is like go-to, right? But I think single player, it pains me to make expensive rune words in something that's not superior, even though, like, how much does superior really help you out with a sword like that for your Act 5 Merc Ethereal Plague sword, you know what I mean? Like 0.0001% probably. But still, just for the I guess it depends how bad I want it. G-Stack's soothing voice. You just thought I was farting out of my mouth the whole time I've been speaking? Oh boy. G-Stacks, put yourself in timeout for, I don't know, 2 months. Mick Gordon Music? Never heard of her. Balrune? Oh. Double drop off of our boy here. Natalia's boots on. Ooh, a bad roll though. Those can be higher than that. I'm pretty positive, unless I remember. Yeah, don't know that particular name, but yeah, maybe he rocks. Could be. Don't know the particular name though. This is just like Creative Commons stuff that I can play on stream and not get copyright blasted. Get my channel deleted from playing copyright music all the time. MMC is going to handle that pipsqueak G-Stacks. Appreciate you. Speaking of pipsqueaks, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. If you don't hit the like button on my stream, you're kind of just a pipsqueak, I'm going to be honest. No offense, but I don't like you very much if you don't hit the like button on the stream. Just being honest. Don't know Mick Gordon makes Doom games alive. Oh, is he what does the music for Doom games, like that sound? Yeah, I mean, it's not so much. I mean, he's probably good then. I mean, I guess I like the Doom style of music. I just don't have knowledge on everything, you know? Just one of them things I didn't remember. Maybe now that you mention it, maybe I knew that. I don't know. But yeah, in that case, if he is who you say he is, he's probably pretty good at making blasting music, I believe. Didn't know the name though, really. Okay, I don't identify these all the time, rare helmets, but for the barbarian, decided to this time. Just wow. It's that crazy that I didn't remember the guy's name. My apologies for offending. Duffield just hit the like. Ooh, nice. 100 people didn't hit the like button. I know, right? Isn't that rude? Isn't that rude? Gold magic find rainbow. Wait, just got a rainbow amulet. Oh, I seen rainbow and I just went past it. Rainbow amulet of the whale. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's only 9 all res though. Interesting. I could see it being something like interesting if it had that much life with the higher. I think it could go up to. I don't know how high the res could go. I guess I never really looked into that. I think it can go much higher than that though on an amulet with a double roll even. Could be wrong though. Maybe it's a suffix roll is on all res is lower than the main roll or something. I forget. Definitely something I'd have to look up now that I think about it. $20? Gotcha. 20. There we go. Oh! Not paying attention. Looked over to try to read chat. I just gave him. Looked over to read chat for a second. Almost got my took out. A mercenary. Learned my lesson. Don't read chat while in the midst of heated battle. Where are we here? Every person that likes heavy music knows him. Yeah, I mean, if you would have said the guy that. And I'm like, okay, I just didn't remember the name, you know. I have too many things I have to remember to remember everything that I've ever remembered in my entire life. Most recently, I've been trying to make sure memorizing all the names of all the girls on my daughter's softball team that I'm coaching. Hard enough for me to remember that, let alone remembering everything I've ever learned in my life. But yeah, that guy's probably a pretty legendary person. My character's far-reaching. I must have missed the context there. Real? My apologies. Another shard. Okay. Oh, it switched already. I was going too slow out here. Too slow. Coach your daughter's softball team. That's awesome. Another charge. Good God. Yeah, I decided to this year to kind of make sure that things went a little more smoothly than they did in years past. Kind of, you know, time consuming or whatever. It is what it is. Not about time consuming, but make sure she's getting coached right more so than, you know, and maybe the other players on the team would do a tad bit better. And this way I can be like, hey, people, you're not playing in the right spots in the field, and then I can tell them to move over to where the shortstop's supposed to be, you know, instead of them standing on second base. And I'm like, we told you 1,000 times, second baseman does not play directly standing on top of second base. Move over. More. Take him to the top. We'll see. They're actually doing pretty good this year. They're doing pretty good, so. What do we do? I think we only had 4 games so far, and we're 3-1, so pretty good. I think there's just one team we're gonna have problems with because their team, like the practices for the league, are supposed to be like an hour and a half. Ooh, let's see what this is real quick. Ooh, it is Superior Monarch. So that's a noteworthy sort of more durability legendary. 4 sockets, so it's a little something. Superior. But what I was saying is there is one team that, like, the softball practices are an hour and a half. I was talking to this coach when he was there, like, before his last game, but when we weren't playing either. And he's like, yeah, I heard some of these teams, they're really only practicing the hour and a half. We practice 2.5 hours every day. And I'm like, what? Like, for 10U? Like, these are 8 and 9 and 10-year-olds? Like, geez, guy. He's like, yeah, I make sure they show up 45 minutes before every game, make sure they warm up good, and we practice a little bit before the games and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, never mind. Yeah, you guys. Okay. Guess we're just not gonna win. Where were we here, though? Jake says, can confirm heralds don't despawn when the terror zone ends. Gotcha. Okay, interesting. What I have seen though is it's not 100% definitive because you can clear a whole zone without getting a herald, but I've had it to where I went in and spawned the monsters or whatever when they were terrorized, and then it turned out of, it wasn't a terror zone anymore, and then I cleared the whole zone and I did not get a herald. So I believe that if you, like, they no longer will spawn a herald after the zone is no longer terrorized, even though the monsters are still terrorized, you know what I mean? I think that is, I haven't definitively 100%, but that's the anecdotal experience that I've seen. I was just spamming Blood Boil, not clicking on my monster. Unique Grand Charm, and it was immediately swiped by the horde of us looking for the foolish scalpers. Nice, Duffy. A good old unique charm off of Bale. Well, best of luck to whoever grabbed it, I guess, huh? I don't know. Maybe he'll come out here. There are a lot of fire immunes out here, though. Couldn't see there, but these guys are immune to fire. So we got the physical on the... what you call it? Blood Boil. Now, let's see what the... all these other zones, I never remember how many fire immunes are there, but I assume that there are still going to be a bunch here because... or else it would have been a known place for fire builds before, you know. We'll find out. Maybe not. Maybe it's goated. Oh, these ooh, whoopsie. That's bummy. Yeah, this is what makes it also even more so why trapping them behind terror zones gets a little bit even worse-ness. Because your percentage chance to get a herald, you have to get over 40% killed. You can't even skip the fire immunes either. You have to fight them and take them out. Rough. Fishaholic, yo, welcome in. MMC as a non-child, non-half human owner, a non-child having. Do you think it's weird when people live vicariously through their kids? I don't think it's that weird anymore. When you go to, it depends the level at which you do it. Putting your kid into football because you like football makes perfect sense, you know. But yeah, like pushing them super hard, you know, committing them to 7 days a week practice of like this or that, you know, then yes, I do agree. In some ways, it can be better to like put your kids into things that you like or also that you did, so you know more about, because you can help them succeed in that task, and it'll often lead them to, well, it depends on several factors, but it might lead them to like it more rather than them being in something that they're not, that you can't help them with as much. And so it can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know. So will you go away, please? But yeah. Marvin says, can't believe Pokemon's still a thing, and then Duffy down here saying it's the largest thing. Yeah, I do know it's still huge. All the people our age that all of a sudden they're actually making like adult money now, and they're able to spend, you know, thousands of dollars on Pokemon cards now. Not what I would do with it, but child beauty pageant people are terrifying. Yeah. Child beauty pageants should definitely be illegal. That's, in my opinion. Sorry if you're a child beauty pageant enthusiast. A 40-year-old man that really, really enjoys child beauty pageants. So sorry if that offends you by me saying that, but... MMC up a minute ago talking about it does make sense. Like if you're into something, you can guide them better. Yeah. And also it's, and this is kind of a selfish perspective from pushing your kids into something that you enjoy. It is much better. So your happiness does matter somewhat too in your lives. Like your entire life shouldn't be only dedicated to just only like whatever little Billy wants. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to coach your kid's team or to take them to practice every time if it's something you don't hate as well. So that's not the end all be all. That's not, and I'm not even saying that's the most important thing, but it's not nothing. That your life is better if your kid's doing something that you don't hate. Like I said, remember, I'm not saying that this is the most important or it's even the top 3, you know what I mean? But it's just, it is a thing. From New in, oh sorry, Eternity, I think you commented a minute ago. I forgot to answer your question. Do forgive me if you're still here. New in non-ladder. Is Mephisto Nightmare worth doing? Boy, I sort of kind of wouldn't, but it's not like completely not worth doing. If you can do Nightmare Andy, you should be able to do Hell and Dario, you know? And if you're softcore and you like get caught a couple times, boy, this, I didn't realize this entire, all 3 levels are one terror zone, one Herald spawning zone, which is rough. Because I haven't gotten a Herald yet because of that, so that's rough. So I'd say if you can do Hell and Dario, but Nightmare Meph isn't completely worthless, so. Slothkin, welcome in. Fishaholic, off of a kind of a joke I made a minute ago, but saying a 40-year-old man going to a child beauty pageant, creepy, if I say the least. Yeah, that's kind of the slash joke I was making. Like, who would admit, like, yes, I am mad that you said it's weird for a 40-year-old man to go by himself to a child beauty pageant just because he enjoys it so much. Yeah, that was kind of the joke I was making. Imagine if a 40 or 50-year-old man was creepy enough to start his own child, like, teenage beauty pageant or something. Boy, that'd be creepy weird. Hey, what's the guy hitting me for? Hey! I do Mephy hell, but sticky dolls kill me 90% of the time. Ooh, 90% of the time, huh? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I would try Andy. You can still get SOJs and Shakos and Viper Magis and stuff like that. A ton of good stuff from Hell and Dario. Cave Troll said he has more luck just doing TZs instead of farming bosses over and over again. All right, yeah, whatever works for you. Whatever works / enjoys, makes you the happiest is always going to be the #1 thing that you want to do in Diablo 2 for sure. For the... I really don't have a ton of... Like, I'm running Terror Zone right now. I do them because, you know... They kind of push you that way, but... I'm trying to get a Sunder Charm, to be honest, but... and also have the opportunity to find... I still haven't gotten a single Herald down here. But anyways, I'm trying to get a Sunder Charm while also having a chance to find every item in the game, which Terror Zones do accomplish that, but... Dang. I really did the whole... I cleared the whole area, got no... Oh no, I did get a Herald a second ago. Never mind. I'm a dumbhead. Forgive me. Marv turned 40 in May. Duffy 40 in 4 days. Ooh, you old people. I'm still just a young man compared to you. I'm not 40 for months. Oh, man. Too funny. Months and months and months. How many... Yeah, I'm really stacking these suckers up. I might... The thing is even like doing Act 1, this is what I came across before. Because you don't have a Sunder Charm yet, you can't break the immunity of all the Carvers and stuff, so they take forever. Especially like the terrorized Carvers, or the Carver Heralds, I mean. You know, because they have such life, and they're immune, and you can't break them. It's like, oh my god. I almost need to just take a Sorceress, which I might do maybe next week or something. Just take a Sorceress and just blast Andy to get some Sunder Charm or something. Sloth says he likes blasting bosses over and over again, but you liked old school RuneScape. So, I never played RuneScape. I don't understand that particular analogy, but I also kind of like it just because you can go quick. You do the task, you know, see if you get lucky. It's essentially every time you take out that boss, it's like a pull on the slot machine handle. Didn't win, nope. And then while you're saving and exiting, you have a second to look at something else. You can be listening to a podcast while you're doing it. You could be, you know, doing all kinds of other little things while you're doing that. And like, you know, you just do it super quick. You feel like you're accomplishing something because you're doing it fast, even if you haven't found something yet, you know? I don't know. I just kind of do. It's just, I completely understand why other people wouldn't want to do it or don't seem to like it either, but yeah. Is Blood Boil fire damage? So Blood Boil is both damage. See, the damage is flat damage and then fire damage there. So it's both fire damage and physical damage. Half and half. So technically, if I had the best gear at the end game and stuff like that, technically I could go get like a cursed monster, and that would like curse, you know, the other monsters I'm fighting, and then that would boost up the physical half, and then like Infinity Conviction Aura would boost up the fire of the Blood Boil, and all the minus res can boost up the Blood Boil, so I could have more minus res with facets and stuff around, and I could have better gear and stuff like that. But as of right now, this is what I'm rocking with, having like a combination of, I have Enigma and then a bunch of budget gear pretty much. Just got back to the game after a while. Original Massless, what's going on? Welcome back to D2 ladder with some friends. Not sure what the best way to start the climb gear acquisition curve. Some of your videos have been helpful, but do you have some bigger guides on this? Got videos on that. Somewhat, but I don't have the links offhand, and I'll be honest, I haven't done a lot of those videos in a very long time, kind of, sort of. So I don't know necessarily. I'd have to go look at what playlists I have up. Maybe what I might need to do, actually, that you mentioned this. Maybe I need to make a introductory guide playlist that the entire playlist is just videos for the newest people. And then I could just tell people to check out this playlist, scroll down this 20 or 30 videos that I made 5 years ago, and you could see. Let me get my pen and paper out here, because that is a great idea. Oh my gosh, original mess. So I can't help you this very second, but watch my channel and look at the playlists in the next few days, and I will actually put that together, because I think that's just a swell idea. I do have what might help you a tiny bit. Gear acquisition, maybe, maybe not. I have a playlist called Budget Build Guides that might be able to help you out. That's about the most so far. So, new layer guides playlist. I'll get on that. Small charm, there's no way I missed a small charm, by the way. I've never missed a small charm before. As you know, I'm kidding. We'll see. If this isn't a 5-all res 7 magic find small charm, T-Foss gets the ban hammer. Oh, good, but no, I'm just joking. Don't ban him. I'm completely kidding. Completely kidding there. Watched a few of the budget builds. One where Nightmare Andy drops everything and made a note to grind that a little bit. Gotcha. So I can give you a few little things here. A lot of what will help you early on is making rune words by farming the Countess in Hell difficulty or even Nightmare to make some of the budget rune words. I guess I don't really have them around, but honestly, for a very, very long time, if you're any type of caster, Spirit Sword, Stealth Armor are like go-tos. So that's kind of like absolutely clutch ones. Phil missed a low rune. Is this true? I hope not. But G-Stack said it, so it's probably made up. Favorite part of season 14? I don't know. I don't know that there's really anything that I like more than I liked Diablo 2 already that they added in for season 14. Like the changes to the Warlock and stuff. I mean, I guess I could say I like the Sunder Charm drops now better than they were in season 13. But I'm not really a huge fan of Terror Zones and Sunder Charms and, you know, but the only thing is if they add in Terror Zones, which they did, and they're not going to get rid of them, then you have to have monsters, you have to be able to have Sunder Charms to break the immunities because you have to farm everywhere in the game in order to do the Terror Zones. So, you know, it's kind of like I'm living in reality here when I'm talking about how I want them to change Sunder Charm drops, this and that, Terror Zones, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. I don't know that there really is anything better that I like more than before. Marv says, think they hit a home run with the Warlock. You like the color scheme of the skills and stuff? I think you're just trolling me right now. You like all the pinks and purples and of the magic stuff? I mean, I guess maybe. I don't hate it, but it's kind of like just pink and purple stuff in Diablo 2, really. Is that really where we're going? But that's just me. Just me. I'm Dutch, so I don't know necessarily the full of what type of information you would like in a video of online versus offline, but one of my most popular videos of all time that I made maybe only like a year ago actually was all the things about offline single player that's better than online. So honestly, if you just go to my channel, look at videos and sort it by most popular, and you scroll down like 5 or 10 videos, it'll be one that's comparing online to offline and why offline single player, all the things that could be considered better about offline single player relative to online, if that helps you at all. That was one of those videos that was like a surprise pop-off, you know, actually. But yeah. Purple Rain, says Marv. There you go. Purple Drank. A lot of cool purple things. Okay. You put it that way. Yeah, I guess. This is true. Boy, getting warm. I was like cold earlier, and now I'm warm. I'm gonna take this hoodie off real quick. Ugh. Quick stretch. Sloss offline's his favorite. Nice. Oh, Biv actually put the link to the video right in the YouTube chat right there. Nice. Appreciate you. There's no way you'd get traction with a video that seems more controversial. This is true. I see where you're going with that. Rage bait. No, but it was true though. I truly believe it. The thing is too is that obviously online I like playing as well, but yeah. Marvin says when you turn 40, get an ogre cane. I mean, what does an ogre cane look like? It's obviously like a skull on the top, I guess, but like beyond that. Large charm, hard pass. Should have checked that blasphemous grimoire. The people I meet online are super cool, but then I usually never see them again, says Duffy. Yeah, nowadays the community is pretty much all pretty cool. You don't really see as many, all the scammer people and the DBs from back, you know, when we were all kids, I guess. Now we're all old men, too busy to mess with people, I guess. Oh! Bombin! Gotta switch that name up a little bit. Confused me for a second. Smash that like button, you say. Thank you so much! You're a legend! Welcome in. Last meeting of the day, raced. Congrats on that one. Let's see. Want to find some more active fellers who want to kick it on a live Discord game sesh? Gotcha. Yeah, around the start of the season, my Discord's we got quite a few in there. I hop in there and chat with people at the beginning of the season, but after the first week or two, it kind of slows down. To be perfectly honest, by slows down, I pretty much mean people don't hop in there and like voice chat while they're playing anymore or anything. Kind of only a first week or two thing usually. What's the like button? Boy, do I have something to tell you. The like button is just the coolest thing anybody could ever do. Yeah, I got a feeling. Never mind. Free to bind demon by itself. I don't think so. Unless there's something about that I'm forgetting. No, I don't think so. Guns come from, I was getting warm. All this chit-chatting, all this exercise I'm getting right now. I probably burned like 4,000 calories a stream with all this thinking I'm doing. This brain is just going at 1,000 miles an hour. You know, it's kind of like how you hear about how chess players, they start profusely sweating and they lose like 8 pounds during a really big sweat, like a chess match, because their brains are using so much calories that they start sweating and burning like 5,000 calories an hour. That's how I am streaming, playing Diablo 2, yeah. So I started getting warm. Izzy saying favorite part of season 14 is that you can hold an unlimited number of runes and gems. So unlimited number. Unlimited number. I'm trying to think what you mean by that, because the shared inventory that holds runes and gems, it's not unlimited. It's maxed at 99. So not sure what you mean by that. Not sure. Maybe there's got to be something I'm misunderstanding or something, but... Marv said you had a bunch of the super rare stuff, never had a grandfather back in the 08 days, though? Yeah, back then I never had a bunch of rares, or I never had any of the rare stuff. Actually, I don't think I even played back then. I didn't start playing until... I played a little bit at a friend's house before the expansion came out, LOD. And then I bought it after the expansion came out. So, yeah, limited of 99 jaws. Yep, this was true. I'm forced to be stuck at only having 99 jaw runes. It's a darn shame, I'll tell you what. I mean, I have 99 soul runes, so... Duffy said felt like a god with wind force. I remember when I had a full inventory of hex charms and a cork bow and white gloves and white rings. Why do I need 300% increased attack speed? I don't know. I did though, because I didn't know how anything worked really. But more equals better, right? Which on attack speed, I'm not even sure exactly what the cap is. I don't memorize that or know a lot of that stuff. So, but yeah. Dang, yo. Apparently it's just impossible to get skillers in this game. Now I see what you guys are always asking about. Marvin said PvP was better back in the day compared to now. I'll have to take your word on that one. I've never been a PvP guy. Were you allowed to? Wasn't there like legit, like different categories they would do, like legit and then like hacked item PvP? Or was it just like the hacked stuff was just not allowed? Because I feel like if you allowed to have hex charms, then everybody just mandatorily would had to have 40 hex charms, you know? There you go. There you go. Anyone who doesn't know, by the way, no spoilers here. Jay Ballinator, that's my sister right there. So what's going on, sis? Are you at work or you guys? I don't know if you're still. What's going on with that? If so, once again, you're probably on your prep hour, watching Sweet Phil. Ooh. It was switched up, or it was both hacked and legit, like categories or whatever you want to call it, whatever the people agreed upon. Gotcha. Nightbot, what's going on? Love that guy. Nightbot's the greatest. He never misses a stream. Just hit that like button. Yeah. Big Lawn Gnome says, was into PvP. Pub games, mostly lawless. It is funny that the idea of like PvP games, public PvP games, is kind of funny for me, because you would like you could agree on rules and then you just wouldn't be able to follow them. And how do you prove it? You know, we said no white rings, no hack stuff. You have white rings on. Like, no, I don't. I guess it depends on the era too, because if you had one of those map hacks where you would just hover over the person and hit the O, you could see all their gear they had on, so you could like see then. But at work, it's you force your kids to watch me stream. Jeez, that's bold strategy. What if I say something super inappropriate? You're gonna get fired. Luckily for you, I'm pretty much a PG, we'll call it a PG stream, pretty much. It's like those, my streams are like those Disney movies where they say things that like the little kids don't really get, but as an adult you're like, you know? But it doesn't, but they're not actually saying anything bad, you know? Duffy says you hop back onto D2 anytime they brought new classes, so the expansion and then this next expansion, it kind of sounds like, I guess. Gotcha. Yeah, when I took a big chunk off from D2 as well. I played a ton of Call of Duty, Halo, the Fallout and Elder Scrolls games. And then one day I was like, you know what? I haven't played Diablo 2 in a while. Here we are. Yeah, Assassin, Druid, and Warlock. Yeah, the Assassin and Druid, I believe, were the LOD expansion, right? And then, yeah, the Warlock recently here. Oh, Lawn Gnome, gotcha. You set up a minute ago for dueling Grief universally banned, pretty much. Yeah, I think I do remember that one, actually. I don't know everything about PvP, but that was one I remember hearing, that Grief has perpetually always kind of pretty much essentially been banned because of, you know, Grief. Yeah. They call you Mr. Clean, okay. So they're pretty much, the kids are just saying I'm a handsome 40-year-old man is what you're saying. Mr. Clean was all jacked and stuff? Ooh, I get it. I'll take that compliment. Roasting a guy for being bald. Probably 50% of my chat are bald men too, so. Unreal. All your kids, don't worry. All the guys in your class, they're give them about 15 years, they're all gonna be bald like me. And oh, actually, this is a perfect time if you're still here. Your kids are watching, calling you Mr. Clean. Watch this. Watch this. I got these on, you know, on point, ready to go. If you think you're wondering like, oh, hair, blah, 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 go bald, watch this. This was me when I was like 7 years older than you. This is me when I was like 22. So, yep, that was me 22 years old. So, within 5 years, I was shaving my head because I was completely bald pretty much. So, have fun, children. Have fun. This is what you got to look forward to. If any of you didn't catch that, my sister was talking. She's a school teacher, and they're watching my streaming class, just as like a downtime thing or something. Roasting me for being bald. Fishaholic, you rock the little peach fuzz on your head? Yeah. I'm more of a, if you're gonna shave your head, you might as well shave your head kind of guy, but. Duffy's 8th grade science? Gotcha. Okay, alright. Teaching the country's youth? The world's youth? Formerly, you said. Okay, gotcha. Trying to find the right. I just realized that the audio in the game is like silent. We'll see what it is compared to the music here when it gets playing again. I want it to be a good balance, you know what I mean? Sure. The music just break? What happened here? Sloth says, can confirm. Wife called me Mr. Clean the other day when you were watching one of my videos. Boy. All us bald guys just look like Mr. Clean, don't we? I see how it is. I mean, the one good thing is, I have, every year, I could just have the easiest Halloween costume of all time, right? Just Mr. Clean, you know. Easy peasy. Maybe the game volume I got up a little too high there. Just a tad. I changed it the other day. I think maybe that's good. You can hear it a little bit, but not a ton. I don't know. Uncle Fester? Man, tons of easy Halloween costumes, see? Trying to think of what was I could be Moby. Remember that guy? Techno DJ guy from like the early 2000s? Yeah. Easy peasy. Dr. Evil? There you go. Oh. That's what we should do. Galback. Halloween this year. I'm Dr. Evil, you're Mini-Me. Okay? Pitbull? Yeah, I could do Pitbull. Yeah. Good old gold wrap out of the chest there. I don't need another one of those, but fireball. Totally could do that. Kara, you wanted to do that with your daughter? Nice. Yeah, I don't know a more modern Pitbull song, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Got white pants for Mr. Clean. I mean, I feel like you could find them. I mean, a Mr. Clean Halloween costume that was not the bald cap for it. I mean, what is that? 15 bucks on eBay? You know, like, come on, easy. First shaft stop, gold magic find, rolling in the stuff he hasn't found yet. Nice, knock it off the list. Yeah. Jimmy, no. So I'm offline single player right now, and it's my magic find is 300 something, I think, right? 306. 306 on my side I'm blasting things at, though. So yeah. Yeah, offline single player, players 3. Can you speak Dutch? No chance on that one. Nope. Already back to single player? Well, yeah, for sure. Single player is way better than online. Excited about the druid too because of the wolf aspect. Just didn't grab me. So Duffy, you're talking about the summons on the druid. Yeah, the summons are kind of okay, but they're not nearly as strong as the warlock summons, of course. So not nearly. When they designed this character, which are obviously different devs, they're not Vicarious Vision devs that did the original D2R and then the balancing changes there. The new people are much more willing to go much more powerful than the Vicarious Visions was. It seems that way. Just based upon the warlock. They could always adjust the warlock from here too, so there is always that. Maybe it just went a little higher than they expected because, you know, some of the other stuff went like that too. Remember Hydras used to just melt everything and firewall, and then they brought it back because of some of the little bugs with it and brought it back down, so who knows. You made a good summon druid in 09? Oh, okay, well, I thought they were like essentially unusable back then, but I never tried. I just went by kind of what other people said, so. So it's not valid play online ladder hardcore. It's not valid. I don't know what you mean by not valid. It's fine if that's what you want to do. That sounds miserable to me though, Saul. That sounds miserable to me. But other people, they love that bleep, you know? Hardcore, hard pass is what I say, but in not valid, I would never say that. That makes it sound, I don't know what that means, but just in my opinion, single player, way better than online. But sometimes I like playing online too, just to kind of switch it up, play with other people. A little bit of different aspect. And I like, honestly, I like finding upgraded, like gear upgrades. And when you play on ladder reset, you're always finding gear upgrades. So that's kind of a fun little thing, you know, but yeah. 99 Java's on US East, only 99 you ever got. Never doing that again, you say. Yeah, I probably would never do 99 online. Maybe as a content creator I would at some point, possibly, but just as like a gimmick essentially, but don't know that I really. I've had a few different 99s on single player, and then way back in the day, a long time ago, I had several 99s online, but it used to be a lot easier to get to 99 because cows, you used to be able to get to 99 in like a week just doing only cows with like budget gear, because cows used to give crazy experience, but then they nerfed that down so cows give nothing of no good experience is what I'm trying to say there. But yeah. Yeah, back in the day, you used to get the 99 on complete accident, you know. Like I said, you'd farm cows for like a week, 99. You're like, oh, okay. And then a single player here, after enough time goes by, you just get to 99 accidentally. Like, I really haven't even been paying attention or playing much on single player here, and I'm already level 93, halfway to 94, you know, so. Terror zones do make it much more easy. Bonus attack rating, minimum damage, life leech. But then the other stuff is kind of like 5 light radius. With the new shards, 99 isn't bad. Yeah, I guess you can kind of pick and choose good terror zones and blast them, and you get enough of them, you can just run terror zones, good terror zones all the time. like run the ones that are when they're terrorized, run those, and then use the shards that you find. There are none here, but to run good terror zones the rest of the time could be easier too. There, yeah, I guess so. It's a good point. Marv said after they had nerfed cows, so an endless slog to 99. Yeah, pre-terror zones, and then after the cows experience was nerfed, and after, what, wasn't there Uber leveling was nerfed, right? And then between there, I don't know that there was any other spam leveling thing. It was rough between there, right? So yeah, TZs to get to 99 are 100p, 100% the best way to do that, to get to 99. So I guess technically it depends who you ask, but I think depending on your build and this and that, blah, 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 running Chaos Sanctuary until like 94 or 95 or something like that is technically, but if you're 93 running Terror Zones, I think you're still doing great. So light radius goated. Oh, better believe it. 99 in O-Day was, so yeah, getting to 99 in 1.09 was more than a week. I don't know. I bought the expansion. I was playing at my house and I had multiple 99s, and you'd just get rushed, and you would, I mean, I remember doing this, getting rushed by somebody, free rush, and you didn't, unless maybe I did have the game earlier than I thought I did, and I'm just like misremembering completely, which I suppose is possible. But I remember getting rushed, and you didn't have to. You could just be level 1, get rushed straight through. You'd hop into cows at level 1. By the end of the first cow game, when you just sat in the corner, you'd be like level 20 by the end of the game. You'd hop into the next cow game, you'd be like level 34 by the end of that game. You'd hop into the third cow game, you'd be like level 40 by the end of that game. So within like 10 games, you were like level 70 or 80. You throw all your gear on, start blasting cows with your character, and then I don't know. That's the way I remember it. But maybe I actually got the game earlier than I remember. I don't know. So. Gluten Kill said I basically ran tombs with shards until Chaos or Throne Room came around. Yeah, especially if you're playing with other people, so you can use some of your shards, they use some of theirs, and easy it up all the time. And yeah, I could see that for sure. And even nowadays you do get way more shards, you might be able to get away with that, like you said. But yeah, I can see that. You might be misremembering stuff as well. Maybe. Hard to say. I'm not going to swear by how things were 20 years ago, and I can't remember. For sure, but... Whose idea out of the devs was it to come up with light radius? I mean, it could have just been one of those things, because wasn't light radius, it actually is, like, in D1 it actually, like, feels like you do want to get some, so you can see what's going on. Because wasn't it in D1, like how here you can see the monster over there, but on D1, can't you not see anything outside of your light radius? So you'd be walking along and all of a sudden, bloop, you know, Metal Gear Solid alert sound pop up when there's a monster right in your face. Isn't that how it was? But then they changed it now so you can see the monsters over here in D2, so the light radius is like essentially pointless, kind of, sort of. Could be wrong on that one. You guys have to help me out on that. Blueberry says he thinks I'm right about the leveling 20 years ago. I mean, I would think so, because I had several. I had like a 99 Sork, Javazon, Barbarian. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing here. Tokney, appreciate you. Love the YouTube videos. Wish you could set the players count to multiplayer online. A lot of people say that. In my opinion, I don't think they should do that. I don't play a lot online, so easy for me to say, I guess. But if you want to be able to set the players count and play solo, you should just play single player. in my opinion. You know, that's like, I wish that they would let you hero edit gear in online. And it's like, well, if you want to be able to hero edit gear in, why don't you just play single player? Then you can do that. But that is my take. And they don't want to incentivize people, like fewer people playing in games together, because then that's just not what they want, right? They want the community to be playing together. Crash has 1 to 80 plus in 5 games. There you go. I thought it was slower than that, but yeah, that's kind of what I was... Kind of, yeah. It's Jeff Safran, what's going on? Welcome in. Ever heard of... It looks familiar, but I don't know exactly what that is. If it's a website or what it is. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Whoops. I meant to do this. Oh, well. Whoopsie. Well, I guess I can go do a terrorized... The problem is Act 4 with this build with no Sunder Charm is rough. CRT with AOL was rough back in the day. 56K internet. Nice. Let's see. In a way, so single player saying I think it's okay, but you miss trading. Yeah, I mean, well, that's why they don't let you set players count online, because it's so much easier to trade for everything. They don't want to. If you could set players count and find more stuff, then you could find way more stuff to trade, and then like everybody would just get everything on ladder even faster that they needed, and then the ladder would die out even faster. So it's kind of like a negative all around, right? At some point you just got to choose what you want to do, right? Do you want to play single player and have the players count, or do you want to play online and be able to trade, right? But yeah, hardest part is that most people have no one to play with. There's all kinds of discords, hopping into different, making public games. You can always find people to play with. There's a lot of times, especially after ladder resets, I just like hop into random pub games to play with people. 5 socket is skithy. Ooh, I actually needed this because I wanted to not use a thresher up here and have to put as many points into wear it, because by making a skithy, a scythe, I know, but I'm just joking. I don't have to waste this one base point. Not that it matters, because I have extra points I haven't even used. But I don't need to put this point into here to use it anymore. But I had been searching for one, so I actually found it, which I forgot I was even looking for it. Marty says JSP is an addiction for some folks. I missed the context there. Maybe are you saying because people want to turn the players count up? Be able to sell things on JSP faster, maybe? Sorry, I missed the context there. Where are we at here? Make things like Enigma obtainable, though? Well, if you make things more obtainable, then, you know, like I said, it'll make people get... If you have all the gear you want and there's no upgrades, then people will stop playing, you know? That's kind of how it works, right? So, it'll make everyone get their perfect gear even faster, and then there'll be no reason to play anymore, you know? For a lot of people. Some people just keep getting better and better gear, I guess, but start another character and deck that one fully out, but for a lot of people. Yeah, Gorilla saying public games would disappear if you could adjust players' count online. Botters would gain even more of an advantage, multi-boxing, yeah, right? Instead of having to put eight bots in one game and having one farm to grab everything, or go out and spread out to farm, you could have all 8 of those all in 8 full games. Yeah, you know, so that is true. That is true. Yo, Eternity coming in with 5 tier 1 subs on Twitch. Thank you so much, you legend. Ooh. Appreciate you, Eternity. Hype, 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 hype. True story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pat Rowit. Pat, well, let's go with Pat. I don't know how to pronounce those letters in consecutive succession. Isn't that what they did with Heralds? P1 and P8 are the same, or am I wrong? Yes. So as it is right now, because the Heralds have such a low unique drop coefficient, essentially, it, or whatever you call that number that decides whether they drop set or unique items, it's essentially doesn't matter what the player's count is for specifically Herald drops. Talking about this scythe, things in the last place you look. Yeah, you find things when you're not looking for them anymore. That's how it works for sure. Best build character for reaching 99 in hardcore. Not much of a hardcore guy. Quest Infinita. Probably Hammerden, I guess, but don't take my word on it. I'm not much of a hardcore guy. That's just like a guess. Does your tainted build use Bind Demon? I am not. If I go crazy Giga Chad later, there's gonna be, I might switch things around too, because right now I'm going strictly, I'm going like a lot tainted with Blood Boil. But if I later, when you get better gear and stuff, it might be suitable. And now that I'm higher level too, when I started farming with this, I was lower level. I had less plus skills, and actually I have some down here. I don't even know what I'm going to do with them, to be honest, at the moment. But I gotta figure something out. But yeah, I could respec and do some stuff right now if I wanted to, but I'm just sticking with what I got at the moment. When I get all the best stuff later, maybe, probably. Maybe. JC Mog says, when they start selling runes, like high runes as packages, that's how you know it's over. Nice. How is Blood Boil? It works pretty good. This is just P3, and I'm using like an insight and stuff for the minus res on for the fire damage, you know? Oh yeah, I was just gonna make another one here. So Hell Co Thul Eth Fel. So Hell rune. Co rune. Thul. Eth rune. I know where it is, okay. And a foul. $30 res. Is that the max res on there too? Let's go. I think it is, right? So it's got lower requirements, so eventually, it doesn't matter much now, but when I eventually do respec, it will be lower strength and dex requirement, and I won't need to use that 1 point to get the levitation mastery. So let's see, where was I? Danny, welcome in. Good afternoon. A couple people saying Necro good for hardcore but slow. So I like this one too. This is another one that sounds like Static X. Cape Troll saying the hype. After making his first Enigma was worth the wait. Worth the grind. Yeah. This is true. The reason the good things seem so cool and good to get when you get them is because they're so hard to find. Like, it's similar to, you could kind of think money. Why would having $1 million be so cool? Because it's really hard to get $1 million, and $1 million is a lot of money that most people don't have. But if everyone just got $1 million, how cool would it be to have $1 million? Well, not that cool, because like a pound of ground beef would be like $400 a pound. So how cool is your $1 million now? You know, a new car, a new Ford Taurus, or a new Ford Focus, I mean, a cheaper car, would be like $1 million for everybody. So would having $1 million at that point be that cool? No, it's cool because it's hard to get, and most people don't have it, right? Sloth, you love the background music. Appreciate you. Thank you. Glad you like it. Duffy says, doesn't matter how cool it is, just want to live happy. I missed if that was in regards to having Enigma, but what I mean is if something's super easy to get, it won't make you happy to get it. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what I'm getting at. Oh, come on. You can do it. What do I even want now? I don't know if I have a High Lords on single player, but I know I don't have a Metal Grid, and that'd be cool to knock off the list right here. Come on, buddy. Oh, hold up. I didn't even think about that one because it's a new one. My brain automatically goes, and I just completely forgot about it. Entropy Locket. Okay, that's hype. Hype. Magic damage, FCR. I don't know how it rolls, but I guarantee those are not maxed. But it's still hype to get. Still hype to get. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to look this up. What if we're enjoying the stream? Well, watching the stream is easy to do, but it's not as easy to hit the like button on the stream. So you have to pay for the stream by hitting the like button. Let me Google this real quick, because I don't know how this stuff rolls. Oh wait, I forgot. You can just look up it in the Chronicle nowadays. Accessory, amulets, entropy locket. Wait, let me move this over here real quick. So it goes to 10, 10. Ooh, a lot of different stuff. 10, 10, 15, 40, 12. 10, 10, 15, 40, 12. 15, 40, 12. It's not a terrible roll. Not great, though. What a bad item? What? Plus magic seal damage. What are you talking about, bro? What a goated item. That's the biz for the Warlock, right? Oh, I didn't even look. Does that always roll magic, or is that like oh yeah, it says just 2 magic skill damage. Okay. It's the biz. I think I just used the Thull, so we might as well grab another one of those. Almost missed that. You guys have been so mad at me if I missed that 1 to 23 lightning damage small charm. Whoops. Never seen that one before, Wicked Ball says. Yeah, one of the new ones. I think that's the first time I ever found it. For Novasork for magic damage reduction. I'd have to double check the way everything falls. It does have magic damage reduction, increased maximum mana, FCR, but I feel like you're losing too much to do that. You do have the lightning to make up for a lightning Sunday. I mean, I don't know. So you're just like completely scrapping, worrying about getting anything to help out your damage on your amulet. Don't know if I can choke that down personally, but I guess we'll hang on to my first one I found. Why not? Idea of a charm bag. Do I like it? I'm not sure. In general, when it comes to Diablo 2, I always defer to Anti-Change Guy. Because the whole idea of having an inventory and putting charms in it is you have to decide. Are you going to go through the fuss of picking up an item and throwing it in your cube and you just have a little area because your entire inventory is full of charms? Or are you going to leave area open in your inventory instead of using the charms? Or, you know, like, that's the idea behind it. So by throwing in a charm inventory, you're taking away more players' like decisions they have to make upon how they are or aren't going to get power. You know what I mean? So you're just going like, okay, you're just going to get more power. Because you don't have to make that choice anymore. You can just have all the charms you want. Early on, instead of like deciding, no, I need to save my inventory space over here to pick up a bunch of potions because I'm chugging mana. I can just go, okay, I'm keeping my 1 to life small charm and my 4 to life large charm and my 4 to mana large charm and you can just keep all of that, right? Obviously, implementation is going to matter as well on how it goes if they did do something like that, and who knows in the future, but who knows in the future about something like that. Charms slots on the belt. Ray says if you don't make another stream, it's because the house is too hot and you burst into flames. You gotta get in the basement like me. I was down here, I was too cold. No AC on in my house or anything. I'm like in the basement, I'm freezing. But I got a little warm, all this chit-chatting and excitement on stream, you know, so I... darn. You are semi-change guy now? Marty says I'm semi-change guy now. No, I'm accept reality guy that it doesn't matter what I want. That's not what's going to happen. So I need to, you know, it's kind of like if you get in a car accident and like your leg gets amputated or something. It doesn't matter how much you want that leg back. It ain't coming back. So you just need to, deal with reality the way that it is. And that's kind of how I feel about Diablo 2 now. Obviously, it's not as big of a deal as my analogy there, but not even close. So don't get that twisted. But that was just like the first thing that popped in my head. So hardcore online? No. Nope. I dislike hardcore for sure. So very much so. Gluten up here a minute ago. I don't think I saw one Echoing Strike Warlock this ladder. So Echoing Strike is still one of the most powerful. Like, I think all the 99s for Warlock got there the fastest with Echoing Strike. You just have to do Echoing Strike and max out Hexbane and all the damage on that Hexbane. But it's just because most people, you know, if you have a build that's bustedly, brokenly powerful, and then you bring it down to only being 4 times more powerful than every other build in the game, instead of being 100 times more powerful than every build in the game, then the average person's like, they ruined my build, I don't want to touch it. So that's what happened. F Blizzard, they ruined my Echoing Strike Warlock, nerfed it into the ground. But really, it was still like super powerful, so. Let me go try one Terrorized Trav. I'm pretty sure there's these fire immunes out there that just annoy the bleep out of me, and because you don't have a Sunder Charm yet, you can't do it, really. Yeah, fire immune. Look at all that damage. Nope, that ain't cutting it. Blood Boil works well without Infinity and Sunders. It works good without them in areas that don't have fire immunes. You can take out monsters that are fire immune if they are incredibly weak. So, hypothetical situation. Terrorized. So, here's one strat. I'll throw you guys here. I'll probably put this in a video pretty soon, but a strat to spam farm just tier 1 Heralds, because tier 1 Heralds drop rate on a Sunder Charm is 1 in 100 kills. A tier 5 is 1 in 50. That's not even that much worse, considering that Heralds of tier 5 have 400% more life, but their own drops are only twice as... So if you're a weak character, you want to farm... So when it's terrorized, the Bloodmoor is its own Herald spawning zone, and the Den of Evil is its own Herald spawning zone. So you can come down here and just spam farm P1 Den of Evil. And these guys are immune to fire, but you can take them out okay, because Blood Boil's half physical. And all you have to do is clear the Den of Evil to spawn a Herald essentially every run. And look how small it is. I have a feeling that this could be a goated strategy for super budget characters, you know what I mean? And goated might be an overstatement. It might be an okay strategy for super budget characters. But that's only like hopping in there when it pops up, because you can't use a shard and go run it and come back. So, yeah. Marty says Blizzard ruined D2R. Ruined is a bit of an overstatement. There are some things that I don't like, and there's some things I do like. How much more batterness, worseness is it? Like, I do like these, even though I know you said that other games, other mods have better strategies to fix this stuff. I do like these. I wish these were higher than 99, though, to be honest. But that's just me. Like, maybe make them 999? I don't know. I like the shared stash pages. But I like this stuff. But yeah, you open up a crazy can of worms when you go to trying to get people to do full game clears all the time, to farm heralds and terror zones and stuff like that. And then trapping a gear piece like Sunder Charms, which it isn't now, but everyone's decrying it, but not everybody, but trapping a gear piece to break immunities in hell terror zones where everything is immune to stuff, so you can't get the item to break immunities without killing the monsters that are immune to the stuff, you know. But yeah, that's kind of in general my anti-change guyness there coming through, but Cape Troll saying Breath of Dying is not best in slot for Hex Purge. It's a problem you see. Yeah, for the Hex Purge, because the pure physical Echoing Strike isn't as good as the Hex Purge version. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that maybe needs to get reworked a little bit. I'm not really sure, though. I don't know nothing about things. Gorilla says he's pre-Warlock D2R, fine for you. Yeah, I mean, each their own. It's still there if anybody wants to play it, for sure, so that's why they left it in. No one's required to play Reign of the Warlock nowadays. You can always just play the old version. Pre-Reign of the Warlock, so yeah. I shout. Most fun build for me. I'm a big Nova Sorceress fan, so big Nova Sorceress fan. Shoot a druid by itself, though. Act 4, Act 5. Bender, big fan of the Foe Smiter. Foe Smiter's really cool. Online, of course. On single player, I don't usually dual spec stuff because, you know, you don't need to. You can just respec to a Smiter if you want to run a Smiter. If you want to run a Foe, you just run Foe, you know, so. But yeah, for online where you can't really do that, it's easily for sure. Gorilla says doesn't play Sunders anyways. Yeah, that's what a lot of times, especially when I am doing like videos, it's like 100 pit runs. So I'm not going after the terror zones, right? Much at all. So a lot of times I don't run Sunder Chimes either when I do stuff like that. Kind of back and forth though. Sometimes I do terror zone stuff. So you need them. Sloss says for crafting, you should have higher than 99 for gems. The thing is for most people, I kind of recommend this. If you're not a content creator making videos, there's no reason to save up like 99 gems like this. Like save up the maximum of gems. Like when I play online, I just have a stash page where it's like, well, not that, I need to organize that, but I'll just have a page where it'll be like perfect amethyst down like this, which I wouldn't do now, but I'd have 4 or 5 amethysts, like 4 or 5 jewels, and then I would have like no Ral runes, because if I found another Ral rune, as soon as I found one Ral rune, I would craft an amulet. And then if I found another Ral rune, so I'd have able to get a full set, another amulet, Ral, jewel. I'd craft another amulet as soon as I had enough to do another one's craft. So really for most people, that's what I'd recommend. Of course, some people think it's fun to just craft up, you know, a whole bunch of crafted amulets and then take the whole lot and see what good stuff you get. I get it. So, but for most people, I wouldn't. really recommend doing that, unless you already know that's something you love doing. Touch up the druid class as Cape Troll. Yeah, kind of a common one mentioned in here, that the druid just overall is kind of the weakest class, kind of, sort of. A decked out wind druid does work pretty good, though. Demon hide armor. Is that the skin of the flayed one, or what is this one? Yeah, look at that. Life leech on your armor. So, hey, if you have to get life leech on your armor, if you're doing the prayer, cure, meditation thing, so you need to get life leech on your armor. Here's where you can get one way you can get it. Stick an Umrune in there to make up your resistance is pretty much a fortitude. Maybe not, but it is technically an option. NATO's never listened to me mind their business. Yeah, they do just kind of go off all over the place, but you almost have to use it like a Hammerden. How you telly stomp and then throw the hammers, and then telly stomp, throw the hammers. It is tough and annoying not having an Enigma. It's essentially like playing the Wind Druid without Enigma is like playing the Hammerden without Enigma. You know, it's kind of annoying. Well, let me check those real quick. Just seeing if they're ethereal. Sloth is one that likes crafting them all at once, so I get you. Okay, I get you. Yeah, for me personally, I do kind of wish it was higher, just for my own selfish, you know, interests, because then it would make it easier to craft, like, you know, like I said. Oopsie. For us content creators, which is the most important thing, right? What's best for streamers is usually the most important. Uber's got, let's see, Uber's got hands. Try my first ever with my Echoing Strike Warlock. We got my ass kicked. Smiter Pally is the easiest for sure. I'm not sure the modern day. I haven't done Ubers with the modern day Echoing Strike Warlock, so I can't tell you how easy or hard it is. I did it last season, and it was the easiest thing that I pretty much had. Like, I had literally a lore helm and a stealth armor, and an insight in like a poleaxe, and I went and slapped down Ubers in like a minute and never got touched. So, but that was not this season. That was last season when it was busted. So. Yeah, I would say Smiter is pretty easy, yeah. Like the Colossal Ancients, I have not, no. I haven't even gotten all the statues yet. I'm not a big Duriel farmer, so I don't have any Duriel statues and stuff, so I'm gonna have to go spam farm Duriel at some point. What do I have for these statues? Oh, I actually have 3 Duriels somehow. I have no Diablos, 1 Bale. That's shocking. I must have, because the other act bosses have a small chance of dropping a statue from a different boss. Like, so the way I understood it, and don't quote me on this, but I thought this what it was. Like, Mephisto, like 9 out of 10 times drops Maddox Ire, or like something, maybe it's 19 out of 20 times will drop the statue that he drops. But there's like a 1 in 20 chance that he either drops a Diablo or a Duriel statue. So like the one to its left and right, essentially. I had heard or read that somewhere, but I don't know what that means for the ones on the end then. So maybe that was inaccurate. I'm not really sure. But you can find other statues off of other bosses sometimes. I don't know the full whatever word it is for why, for what that is. Why, I guess. I guess. Mephisto drops them like Skittles. Well, if you farm Mephisto all the time, you'll find the statues all the time, right? I don't farm Mephisto very much at all because I just haven't. I did Mephisto. So being a holy grail on single player, I'm trying to find all the rarest uniques in the game, and Andariel cannot drop all the rarest uniques. And I did Andariel and Mephisto during season 1. Since then, they changed the statue drops so that they don't have to be terrorized. You could drop it all the time. And since then, I haven't done really any act boss farming on single player. Yeah, from what I heard, the statue drop rates are higher than they should be. Probably. Most people think they're too high for being able to farm the statues off of non-terrorized act bosses. Whether they change in the future, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And the shard drop rates are obviously a little bit elevated as well. So yeah, I might take advantage of that and maybe go spam farm like Duriel here, because Duriel's got to be the worst one, right? Duriel statues. But I'll probably just end up doing... I have not done the Uber Ancient since the Season 1, the Colossal Ancient, since Season 1 of Reign of the Warlock with my Echoing Strike Warlock. And it was insanely easy at the time, which I know is not the case now. So... Dale statues are the worst. I already got one of those, so... The only quote-unquote good thing, I guess, is there's a reason to run Bale. But yes, you are correct. There's no way to, like... Even for Diablo, you can, like, seal pop and then take out Diablo. Seal pop, take out Diablo. But... I do have one Bale one that I don't know where I got it from. Because I don't know that I've really did any Bale runs, except for... maybe I snagged it on a playthrough or something, or when I was just, like, randomly leveling. I don't even know. Somehow I have no Diablo ones, which I've taken out Diablo a few times. You know what? I might have taken out Diablo and got stupid, like, lucky or unlucky, however you want to look at it, and he dropped me the worst end one. Maybe. I'm not sure. See, let me look around here. I think I'm going to get behind a little bit. The Mike Tyson bug. You don't want to farm that, says Varthmus, right? Oh, let's see. How do I know which tomb he's in? I've done him before. I'll just have to look around. Not this one. Oh, maybe I didn't look around all that much. Definitely not this one, right? Isn't it, if it's the gold chest there, it's not the right tomb? You already know that, I think. We'll double check because I don't trust my brain. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's hard now, for sure. I'm not much of like, ooh, I love the challenge. Let me go after Colossal Ancients with this Summon Druid. You know, I'm not one of those kind of people. So I'll honestly just look up what's the easiest. Probably Smiter. And I'll just do it with that. With essentially perfect gear, you know. At some point in the future here, I'm saying. Where's Daryl at here? I was just going to do like 5 Daryl kills, see if I could get myself a statue real quick. And of course, this is what happens to us. I feel like I've been getting some really bad skiller luck in this game. Like, I think I've only gotten like 5 skillers ever on single player here. One right here, though. Ooh. Boy, there he is. Ooh, the thing is there's nothing to... there's no bodies to bring these guys back to life. That's fine, then. We'll just resurrect some more of them, huh? No big deal. Statue! Oh, yeah. It's the loot filter, so he didn't just drop one town portal. Easy Swampy Pit Enjoyers in here, says Saffron. You're looking at one. Do statues straight up replace an item drop? I think so. I think they do. I think they fall in spot of a item drop. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit overplayed, but I've heard some people argue that, like, yeah, when they see statues drop, they get mad because then that's a slot where a good item could have dropped. I'm like, isn't that a bit exaggerated? I don't know. The same with Worldstone Shards. People would say that the Worldstone Shards drop so often they get mad when they see them because that could have been a rune or something. And I'm like, I guess maybe. I don't know. CS Zon probably top 3 for doing the Ancients thing you're saying, Marty? Or which one did that? Which one was that directed to? If there's a chest there, no big bugs, says Troll. I thought so. Watch the Llama interview. Good watch. Glad you liked it. Yeah. Yeah, it was good to kind of like talk to him. And obviously every person is going to have different perspectives. He's more of a... He obviously knows more about the game probably than I do by a good amount. But, and he plays like longer hours than I do. He's like really good at speed running. So he knows like such in depth on that. And, you know, just have different perspectives on the stuff, pretty much is what I'm getting at. Let's do a few. I'm going to run Duriel here until I get one statue. How about that? How about that? Also, does the statue drops affected by players count? I think they are. Yeah, it would make sense that they are, slightly at least. Yeah, they must be. They must be. 2 years before I find one. The statues drop like crazy, and yeah. Then you never find one. Run Arcane for the keys? I could. I hate running Arcane. I'd rather run Duriel than Arcane than running for keys. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I shouldn't say that. Gotcha, Marty. Yeah, we're talking about them Ancients. Abyss Warlock, the new best. So I think on the playthrough, like the second half of the playthrough and ladder starter, it might be no flowers, maybe. Probably the one I'd recommend to most people for ladder starter. Same as TPs from Duriel too. Yeah, kind of, I guess. Yeah, just getting all TPs. This is the last one. I'm not going to do another one of these. Statue! Yeah, there is other things dropping, but the loot filter's blocking them out. This is equivalent to key farming from the summoner. This is true. This is true. But I didn't really want to do that either. I just was seeing if I could get one real quick. Just messing around. Need advice. Oh, what's going on? Max up here a second ago. What is a good build class for new Uber Ancients? You failed with Echoing Strike, huh? I mean, honestly, honestly the go-to is probably Smiter, but I'm not. I would not consider myself an expert on that yet. So, TZ cows. You get like no experience from there, even terrorized. I mean, it is large. It's so good with the build I currently have going. I don't know. We'll do it, I guess, once or twice or whatever I feel like doing. Where's this join at again? Yeah, Stony Field. Am I blind? Oh boy. Yeah, the XP from there is always Garbo. Even when terrorized, they're still Garbo. Whoopsie. 29 lightning res, minus requirements, 5 to strength with defense. Goated? Yes. It's interesting. Level 25, mid-level PvP? Maybe? There's a huge community on offline single player for it. Kind of an interesting one. I think I might hang on to it. I like hanging on to the ones that are interesting, like almost good. I don't know if this one would be in that category, but I'll hang on to it, I think. If you needed to make up a res and you wanted to plug that in somewhere, and yeah, it's neat. It's neat. Yeah, single player PvP. Ooh, goated. Undefeated, never lost. Thinking of trying Mosaic Assassin, but I got so owned. Yeah, so Smiter I know works. How good of gear do you need? I don't know. I would just recommend any of those type of things. You're going to need to use a character that's melee damage with life tap is generally what you kind of, you know. But Mosaic will just wreck anything. So if you're on offline single player or whatever, I think it's deactivated for ladder is technically what it is. You can go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh. Oh, they're all immune to fire? Oh, it's fire enchant. Gosh dang it. Why did I not look at that before I made cows? An entire cow level of all fire immunes. Unbelievable. Thanks, game. Have to find them Dracul's grasps. Yeah, you can. I have not tried this, so I don't know the challenge it would be with so many minions getting spawned up and stuff by them. Life tap wand from Akara. With regular Ubers, it's not too bad doing it that way. I don't know how Uber Ancients would be, though. Ungrillable cows. I know, rough, right? Rift. Okay, good for that mod or whatever. I'm happy for him, I suppose. But yeah, those mods suck, so I don't want to play those. They just change everything in the whole game. It's all completely different, so yeah. Not even Diablo 2 anymore. Martham is saying with... I didn't even look there extra fast. Okay. With Mosaic, it won't even matter about life tap and stuff, right? Assassin, yeah. Boy, they are real fast, aren't they? They're too fast to keep my Merc alive, unfortunately. Yeah, cows, this is kind of what I was thinking. Cows, like, I have Enigma, but besides that, and technically I have battle orders, but it's such a bad call to arms that rolled, which is unfortunate. Without really good gear, it's a little bit slow on the terrorized cows, and I feel like their terrorized drop rates aren't that great for finding the rarest uniques in the game. Like, you can find them, but it's like 1 in 70 quintillion and stuff. Not literally, I'm exaggerating, but... Oh, that's what I was going to do. Get some more of those. I don't know, I'll do one run and just call it a wrap on it. Probably take like 15 minutes. Do a run. Smire's the best dealing with ancients, but resistance is key, says Luching? Oh, I got confused there for a second. Yeah, it makes sense. Definitely having the res is stacked the right way. I don't know what, kind of like how when you go after Uber Mephisto, you have to have a bazillion lightning res. I'm assuming it's something like that, but I don't know what you prefer for doing Uber Ancients. I haven't even looked into it. Haven't much looked into it. See, Max said Uber Ancient's just silly in my opinion. They would kill an extremely well-geared merc on one touch. 20-point bound demon with one touch. Seems impossible. Definitely not impossible. But I mean, everybody wanted it harder. It was super easy, and you know, declone's super easy, and everybody wants things harder, and they want a hard end game thing to do, and that's what, you know, that's what they came up with. I'm not sure exactly how hard it was before, honestly, because I did it with Echoing Strike, but that's not really a good example of how strong or hard it was before anyways. But I'm not a big fan of like, this is super hard type of content. I don't know. Like, the playthrough is supposed to be the hard part, and then later kind of difficult, but I mean, like, you have to do this hard thing to get this item. I don't know. I just don't like that type of gameplay that you have to build a character exactly this one certain way to take out this one monster to then be compensated with this one item that you can only get from this monster that you want to have, you know? That whole gameplay loop of like, you know, do what I'm telling you, make a smiter to go do this with life tap and with these things on it in order to go do this to get the thing that you need to do. You know, I don't like that, you know, personally. Waves underpowered before, better now. Like the different little minion-y guys that come out. Gotcha. Only Pesto said that. I haven't tried it yet, but I have heard it's difficult. So yeah, I'll take your word on that one. Agrad, yo! Thank you for the 6 months of Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you. Thank you. 250 res to go after Uber Mephisto. I mean, you don't have to have that much, but it's got to be real high. I mean, if you're talking like how much you need to get up as high as you can in order for the conviction aura to then bring you down to still have the maximum res that you can have, then yes. But if you're a smiter, you don't have to get that all capped out. If you have really high res, you're pretty much fine. On a smiter with life tap, I mean. Talking about Uber Mephisto. Where we're here. Watched your video about Herald spawning over the weekend. I had 8 or so appear since the Warlock update. I have yet to find a latent Thunder Chime. Yeah, so from tier 5 Heralds. Ooh. See, if this wasn't cows, that'd be a Tails Might. Tier 5 Heralds, the average is 1 in 50 tier 5 Herald kills. So just taking out 8 Heralds and saying like not getting a Thunder Charm is not particularly alarming, you know. Still takes a little bit to get them in that manner. From tier 1 Heralds, if you're just going to normal Terror Zones, spawning up 1 Herald and leaving, it's roughly 1 in 100 Heralds, so. And then there's other ways to get it too, but pretty much I'm just saying don't be alarmed. It sounds like, you know, you just need to do more of them. And personally, even me, I've only found 2 Thunder Chimes so far. Like total since the expansion, so. Tier 4 also 1 in 50. I actually do not know about tier 3 and 4. I do not recall. I don't know that anyone looked it up because it doesn't matter. Like, you're either going to hop into the Terror Zone that pops up every half hour and keep taking that out over and over again, or you're going to fully terrorize an act or a game and run. So you're only ever going to get 1 tier 3 and 1 tier 4, and then all tier 5s after that. Or you're going to get all tier 1s over and over again, possibly a tier 2. So honestly, what the drop rates on a 3 and a 4 are doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest. Currently, I have a feeling it's not going to stay how it is now in the future, but I'm not sure though. First Thunder Charm was cold, right? Yes, it was. The second one was, I got one on offline single player that was cold, and then I got one online. My first one that I got online was fire, and that's the only 2 I've got. Boy, cow heralds too. A lot of health going on up here. I'm just blood boiling over and over again, even with the minus fire res and stuff, and it's... Boy, is he freaking... Fire enchant immune to fire? Son of a biscuit. Thanks, game. Glad I don't have a Sunder Charm that I can't get from this fire enchanted fire immune monster, but I need a Sunder Charm to break his immunity to be able to... Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, game. Boy, wouldn't it be great if Sunder Charms were just only trapped behind Terror Zones? Wouldn't that be just great? Such a bad idea. Seren Nature. Largest upgrade in your opinion outside of Enigma, getting a torch. Probably, maybe. I mean, 3 to skills is huge and all that stuff on it. Yeah, so probably. Speaking of, I do need to go ahead and do some torch runs in the near future. Maybe I'll take one day and do torch runs next week. And then after that, maybe I'll blast like Andy to try to grab some Sunder Charms that way before they do anything to change stuff. It's not about unbalanced making things better. Unbalanced builds in a game is actually good, having build parity. Because a build seems good only based upon how much it is good compared to the other builds in the game. If every build does the same amount of power to everything, why even have different builds and characters? Why don't you just have one build with one character that does one skill? Because they're all the same exact damage, you know? Like, it doesn't matter like that. So it's not a bad thing that way. It's the mechanic of... So before Sunder Charms and Terror Zones, everything was like, you know, you would pick and choose what 85 area you wanted to go to because you always had options in D2R here. But they're kind of removing those options, and it's a consequence of, you know, the things that they're moving into, kind of like can of worms or whatever you call it. But yeah. Can't you still use one of your old Sunder Charms? So if I wanted to do something like that, I could, but I started a new Holy Grail, keeping everything separate on this offline single player on Reign of the Warlock relative to my old Holy Grail that I finished. So yes, I could. I mean, you know, so yeah, an average person could do that, and you know, if you wanted to, there's nothing wrong with it. But for me, what I'm doing, that would be like cheating. So just based upon what I'm doing. I think. I don't know. I didn't ask the official Holy Grailing Rule Committee yet what was the official ruling on that, but I just assumed, you know. Whoopsie. Got a bone break from Hollow Log in TZ LKSA. Really? A Sunder Charm from a log? That is probably the first time I heard that. That's probably the first time I heard that. Alrune. 3-2 fire res, no good. Literally couldn't believe it. I believe that you couldn't believe it. That's, yeah, definitely unexpected, probably. Saffron got a playthrough Sunday. Nice! Sweet Fill Runeword B. If I had a Sweet Fill Runeword, and I know this has been said before, not what I'm about to say, but like the response that you're thinking in your head when I say this. So I would like there to be a Sorceress Orb Runeword of like 2 sockets, and it to be something like, nothing insane, but an orb with like, maybe like Spirit, but like less FCR or something. but have it, I'm not sure exactly, maybe more like, I don't know exactly. Because I just like the idea of finding a socketed orb, and then you find the perfect orb, and it's like, oh, this runeward base is Giga Chad, but it's like super uncommon to find the greatest runeward bases, right? But you wouldn't want it to be like, really like super mega power buffing. But yeah. So the runes to go in it exactly and whatnot, but I would just like the idea, I guess, of having a rune word for orbs. But Alhimidor, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Oh, appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Weird things lately for Serene Nature. Mangs, Griffins, multiple Shakos. No Iraqs, though. Yeah, things happen. RNG. RNG in Diablo 2, am I right? Yeah, I feel like every day I'm getting more and more on board with turning down shard drop rates a little bit. I do like the idea of having a lot of shards, but they do seem to be getting a bit excessive. The more and more I play, I start to like think it more and more. So maybe I'm shifting my opinion on it slightly. Like, I just found 3 of them in the last 30 seconds, which is uncommon, of course, but entropy. Let's see, Apocalypse, Enhanced Entropy, Blood Boil. Yeah, they don't really go together. Yep, the more and more I'm playing here, I think I'm coming to that. I'm coming around on that that taker opinion that a lot of people have. Even though it will be cool, especially for online. Like, at some point, even for me on single player, at some point, I'm going to be able to have 99 of the like Act 4 Worldstone shards, and I can just blast TZ Chaos P8 for like however many hours that takes, you know. I don't know if on a decked out character, I'd have to do the math in my head. Someone could do it for me. I feel like with a really good character, like 5 minutes is completely realistic. And if you have a really good character, like, and you're skipping some stuff along the way here and there, you could do like 3-minute runs on, you know. I don't have commands for every build I do like that, Monkey, sorry. Selb, you got a Gajeeds from a skull pile, nice. Kind of crazy too with Geeds being the rarest of the unique Grand Charms now. Or I think they're all technically, each Sunder Charm by itself and the Geeds are all equally rare, but like, you're much more likely to get a random Sunder Charm than a Geeds, so. Interesting. Build work for leveling. It does, but it's not the easiest one that I would recommend, personally. I would recommend, like, starting off Fire, and then respecing into the Abyss Warlock with the Miasma Chains, or Miasma Chains, around Act 4 of Nightmare, personally. Then after you beat the game, I'd probably recommend just leveling with Abyss. Abyss is much easier being magic damage. Okay, what do I got for... Yeah, right here, I'm sitting here. Or hypothetically, if I wanted to, at some point, I could just spam farm TZ Andy 100 times in a row, huh? Once those get full. Make Leaf in an Orb for like 3 to fire skills. Boy, that would be crazy on an orb though, because you could get like 3 to fire skills, 3 to meteor, 3 to fireball, or like 3 Hydra, 3 fireball. That'd be 6 to orb and fireball. And then that would be the rune word be just for fire builds. So that's what I was thinking. Just like 2 to sorceress skills. I don't know, 30 FCR maybe. So it's like less FCR than what the max on Spirit could be, but like you get the extra of like finding the best base, and then have the runes be a little bit higher of runes. I don't know exactly what, but like Lum. I don't know, or maybe you would want them lower so that you could use it on a playthrough. I don't know. I haven't fully thought it out. So for the new, if I could make a new rune word, what I would want, but that is what it is. How many unique sacred armors in the past to find Tyraels? I don't remember exactly. It was in the teens though. I do know that. I found 2 ethereal Templar mites before I found Tyrael's mite. I feel like it was like 18 or something. Something like that. Or maybe 20. Don't want to discourage you or anything, but... Istser for wands. For a wand. Interesting. Yeah, I guess the runes kind of all depend on how powerful you make the thing, you know? Brutal, yeah. It was... So, if you didn't know this, you obviously probably didn't hear this. For my last Holy Grail, I found every single item in the game, and it took me like... You know, I play quite a bit, but I don't blast 8 hours a day like some YouTubers and streamers do, I mean. Which there's nothing wrong with people doing it. I just don't. I choose not to or whatever. You know, usually when I stream 3 or 4 hours. You know, 3 days a week or whatever, and maybe a couple other random days. It took me like 2 years to find every item in the game. Except Tyrael's Might. Oh, 39. Unfortunately, this is a junk jewel because it doesn't really get used, but... It took me 2.5 years after that to find just Tyrael's Might. After I had already found everything in the whole game. So that was painful. But hey, that's how the game goes, you know, RNG. Am I right? Tebow, how about it grant Apocalypse? So make a rune word for the sorceress, though, but it grants the skill Apocalypse to the sorceress? I don't know. I don't know about that. Robert, welcome in. Gonna go find a new demon for your poor warlock. Yeah, if you're gonna go get a summon demon. The thing is, this is the thing with me too, and I have to imagine I'm not the only one. I don't want to do a bind demon type build because like I honestly die like once a day. Just from like I'll be reading chat like this and I get taken out, or I just don't pay attention for a second, or something happens, you know. Just lack of concentration. Maybe not once a day. I didn't die yet today. Yet. And then you got to go get this perfect bind demon again. It's like, oh man, it sucks. Wing Chun. Blood Boil Tainted. With semi-good, semi-budget gear. Little mixture. Ray said, you remember me saying this stream would go to 9 p.m.? No. Nope. Saffron says on a weighted progression for a Holy Grail, Tyrael's Might is considered like 20% of your Grail. Like if you weight it by how long it takes to find things. I believe that. I would almost say more than that. But that's just anecdotal experience, of course. 50-50. It's like the whole Grail and then it's Tyrael's Might. They're 50-50 weighted. We'll see for this one though, if it takes me 7 quintillion years to find it. Or if I find it and I'm like hunting D-Web forever or something, which would be tragic, but... I kind of hope that Tyrael's Might is my last one again anyways. Sort of, kind of. Just because, like, D-Web, you don't want that one to be your last one because that's, like, a good item to have for your Necro. Mangsong's even now is considered, like, a good option for a lot of the Warlock builds since you can one-hand You can one-hand wield Mangsong's lesson, which is like insanity. You know, but that's a different story for a different day. Yeah, I'm rocking obedience for the minus fire res. Yeah. Oh, Saffron, you said the Holy Grail online. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. That's where that number came from. I see. Stream lag, huh? There shouldn't be any stream lag. Hopefully that's just, Daniel said he's having some stream lag. If anyone else is having this problem, let me know, I guess, but not that there's much I can do about it. Not having, there's zero drop frames since the start of stream so far. I can look at it right here, down in my lower corner of OBS, so. All good on Twitch, at least. So. You know what? Never mind. Is there a tool where I can see what rune word can I do with the ones I have? Kind of, yeah. Tool. I mean, there's a website you can go to. I'll pull it up for you real quick because I know it's right here. I can get to it super quick. So this is here, I'll put this in the chat actually. This is the website. So you can come over here and you go, I have these ones. All these lower ones I got for sure. And then I found a pull, I got an ist, and I got an ohm and a vex. And you see all the runes turned green, but they're red. The ones that you can't make. I just zoomed in real quick. Sorry if that blew your mind, but all the red ones are the ones you can't make, of course. Let's see. I don't remember how to sort this. Oh yeah, so all the runes come to the top of the list are ones that you can make, and all the ones at the bottom of the list are the ones you don't have runes to make. Yep, and so you can look and see if anything can help you out. And then you can hit clear if you want to, or all I have is a Zod. That's it. All I have is Cham, Sir, Burr, and Ja. I can't make anything. Low. How many of the high runes, how low do you have to get? There we go. Phoenix is the first rune word you can make, technically. If you only found super high runes, only. If you went down from the top, that's the first one. Vex, Vex, Low, Ja. Good to know. Definitely a problem a lot of us have. All I can find is Vex and higher. Well, you can make a bunch of those at least. Probably just Verizon stinks. Could be. Could be. Could be. Saffron says the old school Grail tracker. Yeah, I kind of figured as much after you started, after I was thinking more about what you were saying. I thought that, but I was thinking about 6 other things at the time. Which class set item hard to find? I have Barb, Necrosource left on my Grail. Wait, what? Which class set items hardest to find? So are you saying you haven't completed the Mortal King set, the Trang set, Kalrasha set? Which one's the hardest out of those? I guess probably the Barb one, with it being a unique sacred armor, but none of the set items are super hard to find. If you're doing a Holy Grail of any kind or trying to find everything, all the uniques and set items, because you'll find 75 Immortal King soul cages or whatever it is before you find Teal's Might. So yeah, a non-unique sacred armor. It probably is the hardest, but I'd assume it's harder than Tal's armor, or whatever, but I don't fully know. Let me know why I identified that. Daniel says the second lowest, if you found only runes from the top down, would probably be Last Wish. Maybe. Mal is the lowest rune. Yeah, that's kind of a just a comical, nonsensical thing to look up. Vortex. Ooh, Jeweler's Vortex of Deflecting with 45 to life. Come on. Next time. I should start IDing every Paladin shield just to see if the Jeweler of Deflecting with 45 to life. And then cry because it's on single player. Mavina's Diadem? You think that one's more rare than... I'd have to look it up. I really don't know. I'm just guessing up here. But he said specifically Necromancer, Sorceress, and Barb ones are the ones he had left, so... He said specifically. Grizz Shield pretty rare. That is true. Those ones could be rare. The class specific or the diadem like that. The Vortex probably pretty rare. But yeah, he, like I said. Pally weapon is Anthrax. You say you feel like that one's the rarest? Yeah, the what's it called? Caduceus? However you pronounce that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Never looked into it. Ogrex, come on, you can do it, buddy. Yeah, next time. Oh. What? Don't skin immune to fire, you bum. Be illegal down here. Kiru Thunder. Welcome in. There we go. One eternity later. What's going on? Shirt Tray? What's up? What's up? What you gear? I got a whole bunch of stuff. Most people usually ask about the I'm rocking Obedience for the minus fire res. With the Blood Boil painted build I'm rocking, I want the minus res for, you know, helping the fire damage out. Blood Boil, half physical, half fire, of course. No link. No link for the gear, no. I play different builds frequently enough that I don't want to have to completely redo everything every time I want to. It's all variety gear and stuff. It's really exactly what I'm using isn't really super important necessarily, but obviously I have Enigma for teleporting, but 4 o'clock. No one shouted at me to go pick my daughter from school. I don't have to pick her up today, so usually people are so on top of my schedule. Today is actually my daughter's last full day of school before summer. Get this. Tell me this doesn't sound ridiculous. Anyone in here who's a parent, or really if you're not a parent, it doesn't much matter, but she has her last day of school today, and then she has 2 half days in a row to end the school year. I'm like, what? 2 half days in a row? What a waste. I'm sure they're gonna learn a lot on those days, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad they're you know, I have to drop her off and go pick her up 3 hours later. Not really, but not 3 hours later, but you know what I mean. Like 5 hours later. Yeah, I guess, and I don't know that this really is better, I guess, but it's because for the older kids that have exams that still take the bus, like they can't run the buses twice. So the little kids have the same schedule as the older kids that like have exams, and they don't want to give kids exams for like 8 straight hours, you know, so they have half days for exams. I guess that's the reason that has been explained to me. Sort of makes sense, I guess, but yeah, still annoying. 3 sockets, okay, that might be the first 3-socketed one I found, but is that super hype? Almost a hundo life, bunch of poison res on there. Low-key budget option for Act 2 Merc. Plug in the other 3 runes so you get 25 all res with 100 to life on a kind of high defense armor, I guess. Not that high, but every once in a while I use that one. It's more so if you just get like weird luck and find that early on. Is it mandatory? Don't make her go. I mean, she wants to go. I don't know. My daughter always wants to go to school. Hang out with her friends. You know. Skiller! Dang! One of these decades I'll find another skiller here, huh? One of them. Yeah, VV, I'd say it's not uncommon for the final day of school to be a half day, but it's weird that it's 2 days in a row, half days, I feel. As, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a whiny little baby brat as a parent. Man, wish that book had more stuff, more skill levels on it. Big Lundum said your parents made you go to school on those days. I mean, I guess I was kind of like my daughter. Even when people would like, oh, we're doing skip day, blah, 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 in high school. I'm like, why would you not want to go to school? You just come here and do nothing and hang out with your friends all day. I don't know. I didn't really get it. Not that they did anything like, oh, skip day, skip in school, and you go to like the mall and do what? Get a piece of pizza from Sparrow's and do what? There was a little bit of a different incentive too, being that I always played sports. So if you don't come to school, then you miss sports, and then you get, you know, coach looks down on you then. So I had that motivation, I suppose, as well. Yeah, Rob said you had a half day. Kids had a half day on their last day too. Yeah, I suppose it's less of the 1 half day as opposed to the 2 half days in a row to end the school year. Um, 300 meters with no car-enabled street crossings. I mean, 300 meters, that's not really that far away, right? You're saying for your kid to walk to school? Yeah, I don't live too far from the school either, but not quite. We're probably about ready to let her walk by herself, I think. A jock, huh? I mean, I guess so, yeah. I always played sports. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, I was like a jock pretty much. Football, basketball, baseball. So guess you could say that. Daniel's projecting a sling ring. Better come quick here. Better come quick. Thought schools ended a month ago. I don't know what state you're in there, but yeah, not any that. I mean, I guess all the states could be different, right? Out here in Michigan, they're all ending around now. Percent on the new Holy Grail. Not great. Not great. It's probably like 50. I don't even know. Whoops, not that. Oh, not that again. 73, actually. Okay. I was going to say 70, but then I was like, nah. Sweet Phil, you're dumb. It's probably like 50, so that's what I said. But like 70, I guess. I haven't really found the rare things yet, to be honest. Like, I haven't found any of them. I haven't got lucky, really. I don't have a Griffin's. I don't have a D-Web. I don't have a Arachnus Mesh. I don't have... I think I might have found a Darl's Visage, right? I thought I did. Maybe it's just on a different character, and I was, like, too lazy to transfer it. It doesn't matter, really, right now. But yeah, no Mang songs, no Death Fathom, no, you know, none of that stuff. Haven't found none of it. Robert said your kids finished last Friday. Yeah, there were some schools even around me that finished up last week, and but last week is what it is. Oh, guess that ain't that had life actually up there. Whoops. Ray says, back in 4th grade, you walked a mile to school. Yeah, different times, right? Different times. Also depends kind of where you live, too, I guess. I didn't walk a mile, but I walked like a quarter mile to school every day. But I had siblings and stuff, so, and plus it was in the, you know, 80s, early 90s, so like people thought of things differently. Few other people saying it was like that. Safer back then in the Stone Age? Maybe. See, all crime statistics would actually say it was not safer. They would actually say it's much safer today. But the thing is you were not likely to hear about it if stuff happened back then. Like when a kid was abducted in Colorado and you lived in Michigan, you didn't hear about it. But nowadays it's on Facebook and it's on the national news and it's blah, blah, blah. You know, fear spreads quickly on social media and stuff. Everyone's on there like so-and-so city scanners and whatnot, you know, that posts all the crimes everywhere. Pretty much every single crime statistic since like the 70s or since the 50s has been like... Yeah, 5 mile uphill both ways. Even when school was almost over, it was June 2nd. Still walking uphill both ways in 2 feet of snow. Where do you live? Yeah. Phoenix. Oh. Come on, bro. We do need a good drop here. We do need a good drop here. Carhartt says you messed up your map. SOJ farming it will be. Sounds like you probably need to get a new map for farming SOJs, it sounds like. Best of luck. Oh, there was a cornet sitting there, wasn't there? Oh well, who cares? Marius, you bought a huge superior sacred armor, but didn't think that the merc needed so much strength to wear it. Rip. Yeah, you definitely gotta have a lot of strength to wear that. That's for sure. Yeah, Daniel, exactly. Might be impossible, but who cares? So we're 4:15 here. 3.5 hour stream. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call her a day on the stream. Appreciate y'all joining me though. Been fun, blasting. Couple okay drops, nothing crazy insane, but we'll get them next time. So thank you all so much for hopping in, hitting the like button, all that good stuff. I'm gonna hop out. Nice day outside. See, maybe I'll cut the grass or something. Who knows? Crazy, but peace out and keep slaying. Oh yeah.